All right. I think that we're feeding out to the folks out there. If you guys are getting us, if we're feeding out to you, make sure you smash those arrow ups on Utreon as we kick off here. Usually, what I do is I remind everyone to go to hankstrange.com. I'm going to do that same thing here. That's the best place to get up on our email list, look around the website, see all the different things we have going on. Stuff we talk about, deals that Lola has, they're all there. And of course, we try to share out the videos so you guys can get those, because especially on YouTube/Hank Strange, our videos are severely shadow banned over there. So, and we use that for that. I'm getting a little bit of echo from something. All right. So that being said, big shout out to everyone who sponsors the podcast. You guys are going to see that coming down here. It's going to switch where I'm kind of doing a test run on a new format here that's going to do a countdown here in a second once I get going, and you guys will see little subjects pop up on there. We can change that, so if you all have suggestions of what the segment should be, let us know. We'll consider all that, but I'm trying to do that to keep the show more dynamic and moving on and all that. There's a section in there for the folks that are the fans, so look out for all of that. That being said, let me smash the open here and let's get go. Actually, you know what? Let me load in. I'm gonna load in my guests. So we've got Ken in this window. We will have Matt. And, oh, here he is. He's coming in right now. Let me do the open here.
Welcome back to the Hank Strange situation.
Guys, don't forget to hit those arrows up, subscribe, smash the thumbs ups, ring the bell, all that kind of stuff. Ding-a-ling-a-ling. Where's my bell? I don't even know where my bell is. Oh, somewhere. I don't even know where my bell is. Okay. I don't have the bell ready, but we're going here. We are live. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on. Let's start off here. Actually, let me do it this way. We got to make a Oreo cookie out of Ken. All right, let's do the jazz hands. Come on with the jazz hands. Let's go. I hope you guys have your big girl panties on. This is episode 847 of the Who Moved My Freedom podcast. The title of the show is Bullpups with Matt of Fuddbusters and Ken of K&M Arms. Matt and Ken, both welcome to the show. Let's start with Ken. Boom, how are you, Ken?
I'm doing great. It's been a busy rocking and rolling day today.
Yeah, absolutely. Same here. We also have Matthew Larossiere of Fuddbusters joining us right there, as you guys could see. He's got a couple.
What's good?
He's got a couple of guns, some bullpups at the ready. Ken also has bullpups. Ken McAllister of K&M Arms, and myself. So I was telling everyone, guys, that there's these. If everyone looks down at the bottom there, it's switched out to Arms List. So as we go through these different segments, it's going to show the different people who sponsor the podcast, and you guys could go support them and stuff like that. You could buy and sell stuff on Arms List, for example. So, and then it says, welcome, next topic, 18 minutes, 25 seconds right now. So right now we're going to do the welcome part of this. And we'll just start with Ken. What's new with K&M Arms? And just tell the folks out there who don't know about K&M Arms what you do, in case they don't know.
Well, if you don't know, then you've been in the dark for the past 8 years. So we build a bullpup, and it's the bullpup that one is an all-metal design, and it has the best trigger on the market.
Yeah,
by far.
Right, exactly. And we might be seeing some of those tonight. This is why we're on Utreon, so we can actually look at that.
Yeah,
Matthew.
Look at that. One of the original copper ones.
Yeah.
Yeah.
This is all geared up here too. So, so Matthew Larossiere, Fuddbusters, for the folks who also been living under a rock and don't know about Fuddbusters. I don't know. Explain what you do.
I have a YouTube channel, and I'm going to be soon getting set up on Utreon. But I cover gun law, I cover myths and misconceptions, and just try to bring some clarity to a lot of the different things we're talking about. And a lot of times I get to cover specific guns that are the source of huge myths in the law, and those are some of my favorite videos.
Okay, very cool. Yeah, we should do. Are there Bullpup myths? Since we're kind of doing bullpup stuff tonight, what are some?
I mean,
of
the only
bullpup?
thing would be the the people who get confused about the overall length.
Ah,
Yep.
yeah,
And talk all stupidly about that.
yeah. So, do you guys want to explain that the length? Because it looks like a short gun, but it's a standard.
Right.
Yeah. Let's see if I can go full screen on this one. There you go. I
Yeah,
mean, it's
right.
easy enough to
It's
show it. Yeah.
It's right on the edge. And I get
Yep.
people asking me all the time because in my 5.56 bullpup, I have to have a 17.5 inch long barrel in it, and I get people asking all the time, well, why isn't it a 16 inch? Why isn't it a 16? Well, because the overall length has to be 26 inches.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
And it really shows how stupid all of those intersections are, because of the same. That's the same. So the reason bullpups are a problem, and I guess let's take a step back, right? The NFA says anything with a barrel of less than 16 inches is a regulable short-barreled rifle, which is stupid. Then it also says a firearm under 26 inches is capable of being concealed on the person is also a regulable firearm. Oh yeah. The dogs hate.
No. I'm not. I'm not bothered by your dogs at all. I'm just laughing.
Hate the NFA.
I'm just laughing. Like 26 inches. That is concealable if it's under.
No, and it's fascinating because it doesn't make much sense until you put it in the context of when the NFA was originally drafted, and the whole point of what they were trying to do was to ban handguns, and of course the one thing that they decided not to do was ban handguns, right? Because there was concerted opposition from what existed of the gun lobby at that time.
Right.
The reason that we have this AOW weapon definition, the reason we have SBRs and SBSs, and it's all in the congressional record, because people were saying, well, okay, we can tax the hell out of handguns, but what do you do if somebody just cuts down a rifle? And so, of course, they're like, well, we'll regulate rifles under a certain length and shotguns under a certain length and any other weapon that could be concealed like a handgun could. And now, of course, we have a Supreme Court decision that says the weapon that is the most concealable, period, you have a fundamental right to. But if you chop the barrel off of and so the counterexample to bullpups is like the PPS 43. The PPS has a heinously, ludicrously, ridiculously long receiver. Like the receiver, like you can take a stroll along the receiver of that thing, and even though with a 10-inch barrel as it's supposed to have, it's way longer than a 16-inch AR, you're still in trouble, right? It's just a stupid intersection.
Yeah. Go ahead. Did you want to say something here, Ken?
Well, the dumb thing is that so on my wall, right behind me, you can see that there is a 10.5 inch SBR.
Right.
And there is my bullpup.
Yeah, definitely shorter.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Stupidity.
Yeah.
Right.
Well, no, but the issue is that you could easily conceal that SBR in the person.
Yeah.
Right. Obviously.
Right.
You just put it right in your waistband.
Your pocket.
And you'd be walking straight into the mall like no.
Yeah. Under your super long trench coat.
Yeah, your really cool trench coat.
Yeah, so is this problem on behalf of the stupid regulations from the government or this myth or whatever it is, right? This Fudd myth or whatever category you want to put it under. Is it on the government, the people, or both? You guys, what do you guys think?
Well, it would have to be both.
Yep.
Yeah. The
government creates the government allegedly.
Yeah. Yeah. And then they create a confusion, and then people get caught up in that. I don't know if I would blame the people necessarily. It is kind of, you can't be born knowing this nonsense.
Right.
Yeah,
no,
can't come into the gun world and immediately know, well, it has to be 26 inches.
Right. Well, it just creates weird things where people assume the bullpups have special rules and the minimum length is 17.5 inches, or people will just say kind of weird stuff because I think the main problem with the gun law world is that and the biggest proprietor of this misinformation is like gun shop owners who don't actually know the answer but feel as a point of pride that they need to say something. And then that gets disseminated on ar15.com, which is the source of probably most of the misinformation in the entire world, and then repeated and snowball.
Yeah, then it gets worse from there. Yeah.
Yep.
There was something I was going to say and it just went right out of my brain. What were you going to say, Ken?
Well, I don't know where the whole 26-inch
Hmm.
overall length even came from. I mean, I know that they instituted that in the law, but who was the stupid person that said 26 inches is the length that it has to be?
Yeah, Matt. Who was that?
I actually think that that was done with industry consulting because that's
Mm.
what the barrel lengths were done at. So basically, that was and the gun industry at the time was very different from what it is now.
Hmm.
Yeah,
Who
for sure.
where they had all these meetings with these different design departments and were like, well, what is the smallest length of weapon that could be useful for sporting, right?
Hmm.
And that's the type of discussions they had because they had not developed um, the type of Second Amendment parlance that we've had to now. And it's an interesting thing, right? Because you'd think that further back in time, people would be more sensitive to the Second Amendment.
Hmm.
Well, no, the problem is that there was just no law, like at all,
Hmm.
with the exception of like black codes, for the longest time. And then all of a sudden, after the government created organized crime through alcohol prohibition, and it's like people are dying. All of a sudden the entire public, that's the thing a lot of people don't realize. In the 30s, 40s, and 50s, like 60 something percent of Americans were greatly in favor of banning all handguns,
Okay,
like greatly in favor of banning everything.
so back then, you're saying that like the industry, on the industry side, the industry didn't think we should resist this stuff. Like now, they would probably more naturally resist it, right? They were like, oh yeah, let's go, let's do some stuff, and then people in America also wanted to add laws.
People were scared,
Mm-hmm.
and they were scared because of the dogma that had been fed to them about
Mm-hmm.
organized crime, right, and about
Mm-hmm.
and a lot of this stuff was seen in the newspapers, right? So
Mm-hmm.
some of it is understandable. So the
Mm-hmm.
people were scared and wanted action, and this was a
You got to
generation of
do
people that
something.
yeah, and these are the
Yeah.
same people that grew up under rationing, right?
Mm-hmm.
And codes where you're not allowed to be Japanese or
Mm-hmm.
have an opinion, right?
Mm-hmm.
So they were just a whole different breed of
Okay.
people at the time.
Yeah. The other thing I was gonna say before I forget it again. YouTube, for example, and some of the platforms think that bullpups are inherently evil. And the reason why I say that is there was a time, Ken, you probably remember this. Like, I remember when my channel got deleted because of bullpups. So
Yeah,
I,
some of my videos have been taken down just because it's a bullpup.
yeah, and I remember for me, I had one strike over something, and I can't remember if what the hell that strike was all about. And then all of a sudden there was a day I woke up, and that day people were sending me messages saying they got a bunch of strikes because they on bullpup videos, and then they got their channels deleted. And by the time people told me that, I got two more strikes and got my channel deleted. Probably more than
Right.
that. Just because somehow they said these bullpups are evil. They're somehow evil things that are sneaking by something, and we got to do
Right.
something about it.
Well, they were probably looking at keywords, and it wasn't an AR-15,
Hmm.
so they couldn't key in on AR-15 words, and somebody figured out, hey, a bullpup is similar to an AR-15. It's a semi-auto rifle, and let's start looking at those keywords. And I'm sure that's what happened.
Yeah, it was. I don't know if you've come across anything like that, Matt, since you've been
Yeah,
doing this.
yeah, I don't, I'm not aware of that. It
Yeah.
seems odd, right?
Hmm.
Um, maybe they were thinking that these guns were like skirting. Maybe they were thinking that these guns were skirting minimum length requirements, right?
Yeah, I
Um,
think it's something like that. I believe that's one of the reasons why my channel is shadow banned right now. And we've tried to remove a bunch of things or whatever, and I don't know if that helps, but yeah, I think that this is one of the problems that's going on. They themselves don't realize that a bullpup is fully legal, and sometimes look, this happened to me the other day. I went into the safe, I got out the Keltec RDB, and I got that thing out. I'm looking at it, I'm like, what's wrong with this thing? Because I haven't handled it in a while, and it seemed really tiny.
yeah,
And I'm just looking at it, is something wrong? And I was like, oh, this is actually amazing.
right.
you know? So, yeah.
I miss my RDB. I need to get another one.
Yeah. Yeah, I think RDBs are cool. I don't know where. Do you have an RDB, Ken? Let me see. I don't know if you have one here.
I have one. It's not up on the wall, but I have one.
Oh, okay. Oh, what? It's not. You can't. You don't want to show it on the wall or something?
Yeah.
Why would I?
Yeah, what's your deal?
Yeah.
What's your problem?
Oh.
Yeah.
Am I sensing some Keltec hate?
Yeah. Why you hate
No,
Floridians?
no hate. No
Stop
hate.
hating Floridians.
Yeah.
I'm just not looking to
Stop
promote their items.
Oh. Okay, that's all right.
Look,
I understand.
this is kind of a bullpup, and
Okay,
it's
let's
made
see.
in Florida. Hey, look, check it out, everybody. Don't worry.
Well, no. Now this is not kind of a bullpup.
It's kind of a sort of a bullpup.
No.
Technically. The action's behind the trigger.
What do you say on this, Ken? I don't know.
No, I say we need to take that on to Fuddbusters.
Yeah, exactly. Right now, Matt will be
Definition
jumping
of
all
action
over
behind the
himself right now. Beat yourself up right now, Matt.
I don't know, man. I thought the definition was action behind trigger.
That's not. That's. I mean, that's just. If that's
Yeah, I know it's an
technically
edge case,
behind, it's
right?
not. Yeah, it's very close. You got to have like. So if we're looking at something like this, all of this stuff is happening. Rearward here from the trigger, as you can see, right? So there's the front. Everything's happening in the back of that. So I think that's completely different from that. What is that? What was that? CMR you were showing just now?
Yeah.
Yeah.
It was just the only Keltec I had handy.
Yes. Oh, yeah. You know, if I would have remembered that Ken was like, so I would have just brought every Keltec. No, I'm just kidding.
Hey, okay, you know what? All right. So I've got a Keltec up on the wall.
Okay, let's see. I'm betting it's a sub 2000. Okay, there you go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, the CP33.
Okay, just so that I'm not a hater.
Yeah.
Yes.
Tell us your favorite thing about that gun.
My favorite thing about this gun is that I can shoot coyotes in my backyard and nobody knows.
It's going to be the thing he made. What is this? Is this the CP22? What is this thing?
33.
CP33. CP33, yes. Okay.
Yeah.
I
What's
think
that thing
I
on the
have one.
front?
Yeah.
Oh.
So you want to tell us what's going on up front? Is that legal?
Well, so let's ask Matt.
Oh, wait, we're gonna get legal advice from Matt on this. Okay, Matt.
Let's Fuddbuster it.
Is that legal, Matt?
I don't know what it is. I mean, it doesn't look well. One, there's no vertical lines on it.
Okay, there you go.
Yeah.
That's the key. Okay,
Yep.
so you cannot have a vertical grip on a pistol, or else it becomes an AOW. Correct?
Right.
Okay, so what does ATF define as a vertical grip?
Well, they have a very they say a grip that is vertical.
Except
for the one time with the Dillinger gun where they actually had it was a Thompson foregrip, which was anything but vertical, and they said that was vertical. Mm-hmm. And then somebody submitted later on a plastic version of the same exact thing, and they're like, "No, this is not vertical."
Right. So when they talk specifically in the statute that a vertical grip is perpendicular to the bore. Okay. Yep. Well, this is not perpendicular to the bore. It's 10 degrees.
There's not a single line that's perpendicular on there.
Okay.
So
but is it a grip, or is it like some kind of like fancy cheese grater, or like?
So that is called a TGE, a trigger guard extension.
Oh.
Okay.
So here's the trigger. Here's the trigger guard. Okay, and this is an extension of the trigger guard. Kind of like a magwell on an AR-15, where you're allowed to put a rubberized grip on the front of a magwell of an AR-15, and even though that's vertical, they're saying that's.
So let me get this right. Like I have this vertical grip here on this, right? This is a vertical grip.
But that's not a pistol.
Oh, okay, because that's a pistol. So because that's a pistol.
Well, if it weren't for the stupid law, he would just put a vertical grip on it.
Exactly.
Well, actually, no, because he's not looking for a vertical grip. He put that on there because he needed an extended trigger guard.
I needed an extended trigger guard.
Yeah, okay. Okay, so there's my question that I want to ask. I don't know if Matt has any other questions on this. Did you submit this to the ATF?
Oh my.
Oh boy.
He doesn't have to. Why would he?
So
Oh, okay.
so
Okay,
one
that's
so
probably
one
true.
one I don't have to because
Mhm.
it's not perpendicular to the bore.
Okay.
Two, if you want to get technical, I did submit it, and it took them 3 months to then come back to me and tell me that I had to have it on a pistol in order to submit it.
Oh,
And
okay.
then it took them another 4 months for them to send it back to me.
Yep.
Okay.
So,
so
I said,
So this
forget
is
it.
your product, the trigger guard extension?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, no, exactly. And people get all freaked out about, oh, they didn't get ATF approval.
approved.
This design is not ATF approved.
ATF approved.
There is nowhere in the statute that gives ATF the authority to approve anything. And
Correct.
especially not
Because it's an
not
accessory,
tools that are
right?
Not firearms. Well, they can't approve a firearm.
Right.
Okay.
They
I
can't approve
never
anything.
sent my bullpup when I first designed it, when I did it. I never sent anything to them. All I did was start manufacturing.
Okay.
Right. Well, because and here's the thing, and this is the thing a lot of people forget, and especially, and I'm going to hit on ARFCOM again because again they're the worst subhumans in the whole gun culture, but they're always
glad you're
sitting there
saying
going,
that.
"Do they need to approve it?" No, like that is the source of so much nonsense. In order to be convicted, in order to be found guilty of any of this stuff, you have to knowingly and intentionally violate the law. And when you're making a product that's a trigger guard extension, and when you take care to make sure there's no vertical lines, how are you going to make the argument that you intentionally broke the law? That's ridiculous.
Okay. So just so people understand, as like law-wise, when it comes down to the law, if you're manufacturing firearms, and you're manufacturing that firearm according to the letter of the law, you don't have to go to ATF for an approval before you put it out there.
Right.
Correct.
Right. Okay.
Yeah.
But what ATF is doing now is if you do send them stuff for approval, like, so for example, Ken, you're saying you did send the accessory to ATF as an approval. They sent it back to you and said, well, we want it with a firearm.
Yeah.
Well, so that's actually them doing their job.
Okay.
That's actually a good thing they did that.
But I did send pictures along with it on the firearm because I didn't want to send the firearm and have the firearm all tied up, because when I talk to them, or actually no one will talk to you over there. It's all through email. And back and forth with email, I asked about sending it in with the firearm and what the current wait time was, and I was told over a year.
Okay.
Well, they're not going to have my pistol tied up for over a year.
Yeah, I mean, if you're not a big manufacturer, that's a tough thing to be doing. But
also, if you're not doing something edgy, right? I can
Correct.
understand if you're making some kind of a weird rapid fire device. You wanna you wanna be careful, but like people get all bent out of shape when you come out with a new regular old semi-automatic rifle, and it's like, well, what did ATF say was the receiver? It's like, no, I intended this part to be the receiver, and this is the reason why. People go, what are you doing?
Right.
Yeah.
And I did. So I have sent something in to ATF once before, and it was to get a classification that it was not considered a firearm.
Yeah.
Okay. So that's good to have in your back pocket as a letter if it's not considered a firearm, so that when ATF does come around, you at least have something in your back pocket to say, hey, well, you guys said it wasn't a firearm, so it's not a firearm.
Okay. All right. So a couple of things are going on here. I have some questions coming in. Someone was asking about, what is it? Cruiseman wants to know what's the total cost of an M17S, Ken? I guess that, like one of these that we're showing here.
Current price for the 5.56 model is $1,900, and the 308 is $2,100.
Okay, there you go. And Matt has the old school one right here that he could show off.
Yep,
Classic.
Bushmaster.
Not all metal. Yeah.
No,
The shrub man.
It's not all
This has got
metal.
a nylon lower.
no.
Oh, nylon. Okay. Does that have you shot that a lot? How does that work?
Mine?
Yeah.
I adore this gun, and it is actually. So this is my favorite 5.56 bullpup to shoot.
Mm-hmm.
The RFB is my favorite 308 bullpup to shoot. Ken, maybe we can fix that if I get one of your 308s.
Right.
You know, I will say the design of this
just a little hint.
is so good. The trigger, even on these older ones with the nylon lower, is shockingly crisp. It's like really you wouldn't expect it. I'm sure the metal ones are even more rigid, but I adore
Are you
this
are
gun.
you are you sure you didn't buy my trigger accessory to put in that?
Nope. You and I were talking about doing something for my F2000, but then I never followed up with you.
Yeah.
This is bone
Okay.
stock.
I think.
I mean, it's
Okay.
not a great trigger, but for a bull, it feels like the way I always tell people is this feels like a stock AR-15 trigger, except it's back there.
Yeah. I think what Ken is trying to say. So the trigger in this one, for example, this is an Elftman trigger in there, and it is channeled and everything. So there is a, there is an extension going to the back. What do you call it again?
There's
Transfer
a
bar?
trigger linkage.
Yeah,
Yep.
trigger. Yeah, there is a trigger bar or trigger link going to the back there, but it really is a great trigger in there. And it seems like your magazine that you have in yours, Matt, should be in my gun. I noticed that your magazine is kind of like the same color.
It's actually bright pink.
Oh, is that what
Yeah.
that is? Okay, it looks like a different
Yeah.
color from here.
The lighting is not great.
Oh,
But
okay.
no, these are I think they're Duramag, because they had pink mags on sale, so I bought a bunch of them.
Mhm.
And I love the way they look in my guns, but don't buy these; they do not work.
Oh, okay. Well,
They are
yeah.
like they're the worst aluminum mags I've ever had, but they look cool.
Oh, okay. And then let's see. There was another question in here. Where was that question? Briley Oliver says, "Can one of you show an AR-15?" I don't have just a regular
Yeah, I do.
AR-15 here.
I do. I have
Show
to
off
pull
to
it out.
everyone.
Hold
So,
on.
yeah.
wanna see
Excuse me while I pull this out," said Ken. So I don't know if Matt has one close at
I got
hand
it.
or
Okay,
not.
we want to
Let's
go
see.
all the way back to AR-15. I can do that.
Yeah.
Wait, let's see. Did he already beat me to it, or does he have
Yeah,
something
it looks
modern?
like he did. And we're in the news section, so I don't know if
Oh,
there's
okay, no,
anything.
he's modern. Yeah.
Oh, look at that.
I have an old school one.
Yeah. The question with people wanting to see an AR-15, I'm not sure if there's a particular thing that Bradley Oliver wants to see here, but there's, it's like Lego, so you can get so many different
See, that's
versions.
not
so
an
many
AR-15. That's a bunch of nonsense.
Oh, okay. What you
Oh.
got? Oh.
This is
There
an
you go.
AR-15.
So I
That's
have
a
one of those, but
dinosaur.
it's way back in the safe in the back.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That
Well,
would be a dinosaur.
Yeah.
But yes,
it's
an
more
AR
likely
can
to
start
find
out
something
looking like
this
that.
marked AR-15.
No, I mean, that looks good. I like those. I've got some retro rifles that look like that. What is that
I don't
actually?
really-
What is that?
This is it's a M16 A1 parts kit that I built, and I went to incredibly annoying detail to build a General Motors gun just because I'm a GM guy. So I have hydromatic division markings on it.
Okay.
And I made the serial number 5318008. And if you two are a child who had a calculator in school, you'll know what that was.
Something boobies.
Yeah, boobies. Yeah.
Boobies. All right, very cool. There you go. Let's see the other thing. Shout out to everyone who's out there. I see Armament and Axe is out there. YNH is out there. 42 Chilled is out there. Let's see if there's any other questions that I'm missing right now. I think we're in the news segment here. Is there any news about bullpups that have come out lately that you guys want to talk about? Any cool?
No news yet. There might be soon.
I know I saw a B&T bullpup kit. Did you guys see that? Now,
I
listen,
didn't see that.
I'm a big bullpup guy, and I collect bullpups, but I don't like bullpups that are necessarily kits. So I do videos and stuff like that on them, but I'm not a big. I want my bullpup to come as a bullpup. It's just I don't know.
Oh, yeah. Oh, that reminds me of that Strybog thing that came out. Was that a couple weeks ago?
Yeah. Is it? No,
Jesus
no, no, no,
Christ,
no,
the
no,
thing
no,
looks
no.
like
You
a
know what?
dog's breakfast.
It's not B&T. It's Strybog. The Strybog.
Oh.
Is it the Strybog that I saw or the B&T?
The
No.
Strybog is the one that's like it's a separate lower and everything's up at the front of that gun. So you've just got this horrible action tumor hanging off the back. When did you put it up? So people can see it.
I'm trying to look for a link right here so I can see where it is because now I can't find it. I saw it before. Let me see if I could pull it up on YouTube here. Yeah, it was the Strybog Bullpup
Yeah.
kit that came out, right?
Yep.
Yeah. Let's see. If
I see your confusion.
Oh,
with
the
Strybog and
JTAC.
B&T.
Yeah, yeah, the JTAC one. This is the one I was talking about right here. You don't like this?
What?
I mean,
Dude, I don't think it looks as bad as all what you're saying, but
No, it's not okay. It's not the
doesn't
looks. I
look
think
terrible.
it looks very Ghost in the Shell.
yeah,
But
it
like,
looks
imagine
cool,
using
sci-fi-ish. Yeah. That's what Lola said. It was like, oh, how you keeping your hands out of that thing? It almost reminds me of that, what was the 22? I have one of those things.
Zip 22.
The what?
Zip.
The zip gun, yeah.
Oh yeah, I have one too.
Yeah.
Another fine bullpup.
That's, I mean, that's a bullpup for collectors. I personally don't really want to fire it. But we have.
I don't know if I told you, but I got one just for my collection, and I got
Mm-hmm.
every accessory, every single one that was ever available.
Mm-hmm.
And I went out to shoot it to have fun and like, oh, this thing's gonna not work. It's gonna be such a piece of junk.
Mm-hmm.
Mine does not skip a beat.
Really?
I have not had it to malfunction yet.
What kind of ammo were you putting in there? I'm just
The
curious.
Federal Auto Match.
Okay, it could be the ammo and especially if you were just putting one kind of ammo in there. And for people who want to see what we're talking about, I'll pull this up here on the Wikipedias. This is the Zip 22. So you guys can get a good look at this. There you go, the Zip 22. Do you have one of those, Ken?
Nope.
Nope. I think these are cool because they don't exist anymore.
Yeah, I was gonna say.
Well, they caused a
don't
whole
e-
company to stop existing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You gotta love a gun that puts a company out of business.
I think it's a fascinating curiosity.
Lola's laughing, but that's why I had to get one of that's why I had to get a Hudson.
Hudson.
Yeah, I got a Hudson for that reason.
The price was just never low enough for me to be able to justify getting a Hudson. I want one.
I think I got my Hudson for like $650 when they came out. They were about $12.
I would want it to be like $500, you know. And that's
Yeah.
like I got my zip gun with all the accessories, including the super rare Zip SBR thing, for like $300.
Oh, I got mine
You know.
free.
Yeah, well,
You know how I
Okay.
got mine free? I was at a gun store that I knew at the time, and a guy brought this zip gun in there, just like you guys see right there.
Yeah.
He had a whole bunch of accessories and everything, and I think it wasn't even shot before. And he was like, "Oh, I want to trade this in. What would you guys give me for it?" And they were like, "We won't give you anything." That's what they said. They were like, "We don't want that thing." And I was like, oh, "Hold on a second. I think I want that."
Yeah,
So they wound up giving the guy like I think they gave him like $75 or something, and then they just gave it to me. I was like, "Oh well, thank you." Obviously I did. I did all the legal stuff. I am an FFL, blah blah blah, for everyone out there.
no,
who's
that gun's off the
listening,
books. He never logged it in.
So
Yeah.
It's an illegal gun. That was an illegal gun trade.
that was a free zip. That was a free zip for me. That was a free. As far as I'm concerned, I'll mark
I
it
have
up
a
to
free gun.
marketing.
I have this. This is a Grendel P10. It was from the precursor to Keltec. This gun is fed by
Ooh.
stripper clips.
Ooh, I like that.
And kind of like you, I was in the shop, and one of the things I'm crazy into is Florida guns.
Uh-huh.
And I'm like, hey, you got a Grendel P10? And he's like, Matt, you are the only person who would get excited about that. And so I bought it, and then he goes, so you really like those, huh? And I'm like, yeah, no, they're fascinating. And he goes into the back. So the one I bought was black, and he goes in the back and he pulls out the silver one.
Another one.
And he just goes, here you go.
Oh.
He just gave it to me.
That's so weird. That's so crazy. And you know what's that sometimes will be the gun that becomes collectible to people.
It shouldn't.
Yeah. But I like that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
You know, I
But it
like
is. I mean,
working.
that's 10 rounds of 380 in such a tiny package,
Hmm.
and you carry backup stripper clips in your pocket.
Yeah. So there you go. Have you ever gotten any free guns like that, Ken? No.
I've never gotten a single free gun.
No free
Oh, come
guns.
on! In your whole life,
Never. My
Never.
as a
whole
gift,
life.
Did your
no
did your
gift.
did your parents give you a gun?
Yeah.
Well, so
Ever steal one?
that can't be considered free.
Wait, why? There's strings attached from your parents.
Of
Is
course.
that what you're
Well,
saying?
yeah.
Okay.
Well, we divided up all my dad's guns
Oh, okay.
one
Okay.
one one day, but
No, that's
they're just on
inheritance. That's inheritance. Yeah.
they're just on loan, I was told.
Right. Yeah.
Because
Oh, really?
my dad divvied them up between my two brothers and I, and we have a list of who has what, who was given what. But
Hmm.
it's if I ever want to use one that my brother has, then I can use that one, or vice versa. And my dad said they're still mine. I'm just loaning them to you until I'm not here any longer.
Oh, okay. So
Yeah. Then you guys can fight.
yeah. So your dad just gave you guys all the guns. Did he give you everything, or he kept a couple of guns for himself?
No, he got rid of everything.
Oh. Huh.
He said I'm done.
Oh.
And
Am I being too nosy to ask what happened
No,
to your dad? Like what?
well, so my dad turned 80 this year,
Okay.
and
Congratulations.
he has no use for them. He doesn't think, but so he never had a gun safe, and so the firearms were where they've always been. Even when I was growing up, they're just in the back of the closet. And one day, some of the grandkids were playing hide and go seek, and one of them ended up in the closet.
Ooh.
None of them are loaded. Okay, no ammunition around, but firearms were in there, and so at that point, he said, "All right, it's time for those to go." And this was like, I want to say 20 years ago that this happened.
Oh, okay.
So I mean, I believe he still has a pistol in the house, but he's in the communist state of California, and so
I see. That's another thing
and
too. Yeah.
and
another
most of these
factor.
rifles were old hunting type rifles, old shotguns, items that were my grandfather's, that he acquired from him, and ones that my dad had when he was growing up, and so
Yeah, they should keep getting passed down in the family. This is
yep.
kind of a little bit off track, but there's some. This is a story that happened. I don't know where I could actually find that story. This happened to some people that I know. It actually happened to their family member in Tampa. I don't know if let me see if I can find it. Anyway, so this guy was a police officer for a long time. I think he's like 80 or 90 years old now, and he lives in Tampa by himself in a house, and his garage door was up. So one of the neighbors called the cops to do a wellness check on him. But he was a police officer, right? And I guess he had his like bedroom locked. So the current police officer, she went in there, she knocked on the door, and he has like hearing aids or something, but he heard someone knocking on the door, and he starts screaming, "I'm gonna shoot you, get away from my house,"
Oh.
because he didn't know what was going on, and he actually came out of the door with the gun, because she kind of like backed off and went to get behind cover somewhere, and he came out like, I'm gonna kill you," and she wound up shooting him, and he passed.
Wow.
That sucks.
Which is super tragic. I mean, I don't really think you can blame her. There's just, I feel like it was like a perfect storm of things that went wrong. I'm sure there's going to be lawsuits and all that behind it. He should have probably had his hearing aid in. I would say if you're really scared, stay in the room and let that person come in the room if they're going to do something wrong. And
set
call
up a belt
911.
fed.
Yeah. Or call 911 so they could tell you that's a cop that was in there. So, but it was just kind of sad for them, because I know the folks that was their, that was like one of my friend's father-in-law, and it's, it's a sad thing that his wife lost her dad like that. But just being an older dude, I guess, with all these different problems.
Yeah. It's
And then
illegal to
being
be
one of those
holding-
old school badass cop dudes, I guess, too, you know.
Yeah, I'm sure he had his Smith & Wesson 6
Yeah.
tuned up.
I wonder, let me see. I'm going to try to look through and see if I have. Oh, here it goes. I think Lola just sent it to me so I could pull it up here and share that with you guys. While technically we still are in the news section. So here it goes. Armed 88-year-old killed by Hillsborough County deputy conducting welfare check, sheriff says. So that's the story for anyone who's looking for that. It's too bad that happened. You know,
Yeah.
when some of these dudes get old, they need help. You know,
I, for one, blame Hillsborough County.
You do?
Yeah, just felt like saying that.
Oh,
Yeah.
If we're gonna cast blame, I will be the first.
Oh, okay. You don't handle like lawsuits and stuff like that, right, Matt? You don't do
I
that.
do.
Kind of... Oh, you do?
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
I got my whole lawyer card.
okay.
Yep. The whole thing,
The
not
whole
just
thing.
a corner.
Yeah, they didn't
Okay.
skip it yet.
All right, smarty pants. No, I just didn't know if you practice like. So you do lawsuits on what side, or is it on different sides? Depends on what's going on.
I've had a lot of, different things happen. I mean, the main thing is I'm a bleeding heart, and that's a problem for me because I just can't say no to anybody. Especially when it's something involving guns. I've been probably the most fulfilling things I've ever done in my legal career were getting people their rights back. That was, that's been the most fun. Of course, it's not every day you succeeded doing that. It's most days you're smashing your face against the wall of bureaucracy.
Okay. So you would say out of 10 cases, how many times do you get someone their rights back? Like one? 1 out of 10?
It depends. If they all got good situations, it'll be 10 out of 10. But if they got, if they're an edge case and it's something weird, it's going to be probably like 60-40 against.
Okay.
So.
All right. A couple of things going on here. Armament and Axes is asking me if I got his email. No, that's my answer to that one. I did not see that email. And then he says his mom's service is coming up. Condolences once again to Armament and Axes. He lost his mom recently, and that's a horrible thing. I know what that feels like.
Rough.
Yeah, it's a pretty rough deal. Okay, let's see. Shout out to Johnny Kamikaze. He says, glad I found you here, Hank. Good evening, all. So there you go. Shout out to all the folks who are coming in and checking us out here on Utreon. I know it's not easy to do that, so I appreciate it. Ken, did you guys pull your YouTube channel and stuff over here?
No, I haven't yet. I just, I've been. I used to get pinged, every day when you were going live on your YouTube channel, and then all of a sudden it was like a couple weeks, and I was going, man, I wonder what's going on, and I've just been super busy, and then I, went on and did some research and found out that you were on Utreon, so then that's when I just went over and
cool,
made an account. I haven't pulled anything over, done anything. I've just been kind of hanging out.
That's why I love you, Ken. You actually went and did research on my behalf.
Yeah, he looked it up.
Yeah, man, that's awesome. Seriously, I'm not even kidding. That's awesome, right there.
You can't hide. The real takeaway is that you can't hide.
That's right.
That's friendship right there. When a dude looks you up.
Yeah, you can't hide from a good homie.
A lot of people are like, Hank Strange, you're not even putting out videos. If you go on YouTube, I'm putting out videos.
You're not putting out anymore. I'm sick of it.
Yeah. Listen, I get those complaints all the time. We're gonna try to get Fuddbusters over here. Also, Matt hasn't caught up to that yet.
Yes, because I'm in the process of moving back to Central Florida, so that'll be good.
Oh, okay, all right.
Yeah. So I'll be closer.
Okay, good. That's good stuff.
And then we'll go knock on Walter's door.
Yeah.
Demand our
harass
tour.
Walter. Yeah. And listen, I wish I could hire you as a lawyer to represent me against YouTube for their gun discrimination against me, man, since you got your whole lawyer card.
Yeah, they haven't taken it away yet.
Yeah, what's up with that? How do I put you on retainer so you could start suing YouTube for discriminating against me?
I mean, I guess I
Yeah.
can file lawsuits that aren't winners too. Just
Yeah.
feed me some money and I'll happily lose for you.
You think we'll
I
lose
mean, I'll
that?
do it.
Yeah.
I'll do
You're
anything.
yeah, you're saying we'll lose. That's what you're saying.
Yeah.
That's a good attitude.
I'm
That's a
not saying
good.
that's the right outcome. I'm just saying that that's unfortunately how
Yeah.
things are stacked
I'm
up
distressed
right
by
now.
your lack of confidence.
I
In
mean,
this
I
case.
know. Here's what I know I can do. I know I can do it.
Uh-huh. Okay.
I know I can take all the steps. I know I could write the best possible lawsuit against YouTube, but I also know that just the way things are stacked up right now, that and especially in our jurisdiction,
Hmm.
the Middle District of Florida, we would be flushed right down the toilet.
Yeah.
Uh,
What if we got like a group lawsuit going? What if I got some
we'd
extra
have to,
people?
where would we have? So it would have to be. It would have to be in some circuit where there's a judge that is super down to bring, like, to just wholesale adopt the public utility theory.
Mm.
Um,
So
and
that's the
that,
first thing that has to be researched right there. Because where is that?
well, yeah, well, that's so it's something that's been coming up and coming up.
Mhm.
But it's like everyone's just kind of like, it's kind of like koi fish, right? Everyone's kind of going,
Yeah.
they're just taking little little tiny bites
Yeah.
of it.
Everyone's
no
waiting.
One's,
Yeah.
no one's chomped the whole.
Well, it's
theory.
not something that lawyers are going to get up for free. It's not like those when you get into a car accident. Yeah. Like, hey, I will represent you for free. If you don't win, there's no charges. Although there are charges, there's no such thing. Yeah.
Nothing's ever free.
I've done that.
Yeah.
I've done retainer cases when I probably shouldn't have,
Yeah.
just
So-
because I like the case.
Yeah, absolutely. I think we're in the Gorn section here. And I see Night Train
What's
is
Gorn?
Gorn
Yeah.
is gun porn. Gun porn.
Oh,
Yeah. That's we coined that phrase a while ago, I think. I don't know. We probably stole it from someone, but who knows? We coined it. We said it first. Night Train says he's having some issues on the thing as well as 42 chilled. So I appreciate you guys who are spending a lot of time there. So here I will show stuff that people are throwing up here. That's very nice, Matt. Matt's got a 19. I don't know. Is that a 1911?
it's your Steyr 1911.
Oh, there you go. Very nice. And Ken, what do you have there? We'll start. Okay, so
America gun.
explain this to us.
A little bit of America right there.
Right.
So this is I just picked this up from the painter today. They used to be known as We Plead the Second, and now they're rebranding to Pro 28 Customs.
Okay.
They've got an Instagram channel, but they do all of my paint stuff. This is actually going to be a raffle rifle that we're going to do soon. I'm not going to be in charge of the raffle, but there was a group that contacted me and said, "Hey, we want to help support an individual in Arizona that's going to run for Congress, and we want to do a fundraiser for him, and so we would like to get one of your rifles." And
Okay.
I said, okay, let's do it. And I got paint done, and I've got an optic coming for it. So just watch my Instagram and Facebook channel. I'll start promoting it there once we have all the details. But it will be. I was told that it's going to be the end of February now. Originally, it was going to be end of January, but now it's going to be the end of February.
Okay.
So that's up and coming. And I just was told today too that they're only going to sell 500 tickets. So it's not going to be a huge, massive undertaking.
So good odds, and I've got your KM underscore arms on Instagram here in one of the windows, so people can check that out and follow you for when you post that. Excuse me, when you post that.
Yep.
And that's good odds, right?
For sure.
You've got a 1
sure.
in 500 chance of winning a very badass gun. What caliber is it going to be?
It'll be the 5.56 model.
Okay. Very nice. There you go. And it's going to have some extra... Oh, actually, I think this post, you've got something that looks like that on there, right? It's kind of like one of these.
So
Let me see.
So those are both 308 American flags.
Oh, these are 308s. Okay.
Those are both 308s.
Okay.
And if you notice that picture too, The one in the middle, I still have that one. That's the one that I take to gun shows and whatnot. But that American flag was done so it basically is a 50-50. That was the first one that I gave and said, hey, do an American flag on this one. And then after I got it back, I said, well, we need to change it up a bit. So then the American flag starts about here now. And if you look on this one, it kind of fades in.
Okay.
Whereas in that picture on the
hard
Instagram
line.
one,
Yeah.
it's a hard line.
Yeah.
So this turned out much nicer than what it had been done before.
Absolutely.
But he does a great job. Does a lot of stuff.
Who does that work again?
It's called Pro 2A Customs, I think, is the rebranding. His website is We Plead the Second, but his Instagram is it's called just Pro 2 Customs is his Instagram.
Okay, there you go. And let's see here. Keep us in mind with that, Matt. I think you're muted. Keep us in mind when that comes out. Let me know so I can reshare it for you. Boom.
Yep, will do.
Matt, you there
That's
now?
good.
Yeah.
I was saying I got my first ever 1911, like my first ever regular old 45 1911.
Okay.
It's an evidence locker gun.
Oh, it is?
Wow.
It's a
So
Colt.
tell us about this.
It is a Series 70 Mark IV.
Oh, I remember when they
Colt
put a bunch
government.
of these out. Well, I think they do it every now and then. They put those out, right?
Well, this one's a 1980, and
Okay.
And I was looking at it, and I saw the classic markings. Right,
What's written
I've
on
gotten
it?
guns like this before, where it's
What
got
is-
a case number on the magazine.
Oh, okay. Hold on.
Oh.
We can't.
Yeah.
Yeah, wait, it's not a focusing. Yeah.
It's just but it's an evidence. It's clearly an evidence room gun.
Yeah. You always
Did
see
they-
stuff
did-
like that happening. Yeah. Go ahead.
Did they engrave on it? Is that what they did?
Yep.
Yeah.
And actually, they.
Well,
engraved it.
that's history now, right? That's provenance. That's
Well,
provenance
and
now.
my old carry Walther,
And by the way,
Also, I got
there's
this off of
Fuddbusters
Arms
for
List.
you guys. Mm-hmm.
and it has
Oh, let's see
a
this.
case number engraved on the frame.
Oh
You
yeah,
can barely see it there.
yeah, little tiny.
Yep.
I don't know why they deface them. That's ridiculous.
Yeah, you'd think that you could like put a tag on it or anything like not insane, but yeah.
Well,
they-
I guess
they
you could
did that.
lose the tag, right? Is that what they're worried about? You know, becomes separated.
I'm sure they
Well,
have
they
a
do-
very bad reason to do it.
They do have a serial number and a make and model. I mean, what else do you need? Why do you have to have a case number on it?
Mm-hmm.
Dog's
Well, that-
complaining. Let me take care
Well,
of it.
she might want you to pick her up like you did before. You know, that's the mistake you made. Now you got to pick her up again. That's kind of how that works.
I know that one of my rifles is locked up somewhere.
Oh, really? Oh,
Oh yeah, yep. I know.
what's the
I know.
deal?
I know at least one of them. I don't know the whole situation. They just contacted me and said that they have it in evidence and locked up, and
okay.
said okay.
So, why would they contact you on that? They're trying to get info about it. Was it stolen from somewhere?
No, it was a straw purchase.
Oh, okay.
So they were wanting to know what I knew about it and whatnot. So
Yeah. So in that case, who was it that contacted you? ATF.
Yep.
Okay, so they're trying to
Was
trace
this a
that back.
trace?
Yep. Yep. I've had the crazy thing is that I had the FBI contact me once too. For somebody that was doing some funny stuff with a old Bushmaster model and wanting to know if I knew anything about it.
Oh, so they were like making it a machine gun or something, or trying.
Yep.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah, I could see that kind of stuff happening. I know, like, so for example, Walter's had some guns show up in Brazil. You know, that's got nothing to do with you. You do the right things. Things can wind
Right.
up in places. Yeah.
Yep.
But I remember one day we were reading through the news and there was some robbery, like a big bank robbery or airport robbery or something in Brazil, and they use SHCF 50. It's funny.
Awesome.
Yeah. Let's see. We're still going through guns. We're in the Gorn period.
Okay.
We're gonna go full
All right.
through that. Let's go to Matt. What you got there, Matt? Oh, what is it? PLR 716? PLR 16?
No, this is one of the finer points of my Florida gun collection.
Wait.
A Grendel Srt.
Oh, that looks
One
like
of
a.
the-
Oh, okay, cool.
Yep, it's an older Kellgren gun. He got a bunch of Sacco A2s, all of them 308, and all of them like very high spec, fluted barrels, compensated, and everything. And the idea was, this was like one of his fever dream, where he's like, the cops are gonna use this and they're gonna fold it up, and they're gonna be able to do.
And
cop
Kellgren
things.
made this, but not
Wow.
not in Keltec, because that's the same underfolder that's in the PLR 16.
It's very similar.
Is it a
except this
Keltec?
one,
What company is it? What company is it? Oh, is it-
you have this rubber shaft that you use to tighten up the nut. This was the company that they had right before Keltec.
Intratec?
Grendel.
Oh,
Grendel.
Grendel. Oh,
Hmm.
I didn't
In
even.
Rockledge, Florida, says right there.
Oh, what? I didn't even know there was such a thing. What
Oh,
are
you
those?
don't know? Oh, Grendel. So yeah, in Grendel, I have a Grendel P30, which is the it's the same thing as the PMR 30, but done in the 90s. And
What?
no one wanted it then. Then they just do it again all of a sudden, and all of a sudden everybody wants it.
Everybody wants it.
Yeah.
Yep.
Oh man, I didn't even know there was such a thing. That's okay.
Oh
thanks
yeah,
for
let
that.
me
That
grab it.
schooled
Well,
me.
so Ken, you show your gun, and I'll
Yeah.
grab the PMR.
Yeah.
or
By the way,
Grendel.
Matt's now going to pull up every Keltec. Every Keltec that he owns is coming right now in the next 5 minutes. Go ahead, Ken. Go ahead.
To know about the optics on the gun.
Yeah, someone wants to know about the optics, Matt. Before you go away, hold on
neat.
1 second. What optic is on there? Hold on.
It's just an old Weaver tactical optic. There's
Okay.
nothing. Yeah, it's nothing.
Okay, old
crazy.
Weaver. Okay, cool. All right, Ken. That looked cool. What are you throwing up there?
So
Ooh.
you've shot this one before, Hank.
Yeah, that's the Mac 11, Mac 10 or something.
Yeah.
What
The
is it?
M11-9.
M11. Yeah. Oh, that was
M11
good.
made by Cobra.
Yeah, that
Yep.
thing just chugs like chug 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 chug.
It does. It's a very nice shooter. If anybody hasn't seen that video, I think your video's still up on YouTube on
Yeah,
it, and
let me see if I could pull it up.
it's a good video. When you were out here, we went and rocked it.
Yeah, I really, you know what, the cool thing about that video is you and I had made some videos. We were doing some videos out there, and I just did that on my phone. I shot it with my phone and edited it on my phone and all that kind of stuff. And I threw it up while I was between airports or something, and it actually turned out to be a good video. You would be surprised. Let me show you this. This used to happen. Here, I'll put all these guys up here for. So this used to happen back in the days. If you go to, here's the YouTube channel, right here. That video is 100,000 views. Back in the days, I used to be able to get 100,000 view videos. Like, oh, look at that. There's even advertising. Don't say.
And they're not even paying you for it.
Yeah, look at that. But yeah, so there's me. Now, Ken, in his younger days, was a big fan of Star Wars. That's why he has those big, massive headsets on. But look at this.
Yeah.
So check this gun out right there. Let me see. I'll skip forward a little bit. You guys can still see this on YouTube. Surprisingly, it's one of our videos that's still up there. Let's see. I skipped to a part where he... Come on, throw the magazine in there. What range was this we were shooting at?
That was at
Look
here
at that.
in Phoenix.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was the range here in Phoenix.
Yeah. So that's really cool. You guys could still find that out there. There's even a skinny Hank Strange in that video. That's from 7 years ago, by the way. I think that's how old that video is.
Yeah, that was a long time ago.
Yeah, let's keep flipping through this. What do you got, Matt?
My favorite subgun, since he brought out his favorite subgun.
What is this? What is this? Is this a grease gun? Is it a Sten? Sterling?
Sterling.
No.
Yeah.
Sterling. Okay.
Yeah. It's a Sterling that we made a custom front end cap for, so you can still put the bayonet on it and everything,
Right.
but
Uh-huh.
also suppress it. And it's got an underfolding stock. This is a dead air. I think it's a Wolfman.
Okay.
And this thing, it shoots at like 550 rounds a minute. It is just fantastic.
Yeah, that's cool. You know what? I don't know why you're giving me, why you're mean mugging me, man. I could never tell the difference between Sten guns, Sterlings, and even grease guns. I gotta say, even though I'm gonna.
760.
Oh, that's cool.
Okay, so there's
760.
I've
there's your
never
grease
seen this.
there's your grease gun.
Yeah,
So
that looks
this
cool.
is a Stemple,
Yeah.
and it shoots 45 ACP.
Ah,
Blazingly fast.
yeah.
Yeah, actually, this does not run as fast as
Oh, really?
the Cobra, as the M11-9. So the M11-9 with the stock receiver on top is about, I think, 1,100 rounds a minute.
Hmm.
And I put the Lage slow fire upper on it, which takes it down to 600.
That's a good spot.
And yeah, and it's a nice little cadence, pop, 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 pop. This is actually runs even slower than that. I want to say this is right around 500. But it's
really?
very, I mean, it's nice to shoot, and it has a really nice cadence. Pop, 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 pop,
Did
pop,
you
pop,
have a
pop,
you have a
pop, pop.
suppressor on the front of that one or no?
No,
Oh,
no,
okay.
that's just
Just a
the
shroud.
barrel.
Barrel.
Yeah.
Cap. That's the shoulder
Yep,
thing that
it's
goes
the-
up.
Hmm.
It's the barrel cap, because if you unthread it all the way, then the
And you
barrel
can
comes
swap
right
out the
on
barrel.
out.
Yeah.
Yeah, the barrel comes
So
right
the
on
only
out.
ones of those I've shot were with the 9mm Stemple guns,
Hmm.
and
Yep.
they just those were pissingly fast.
So why no can
Like-
on that one?
I just have never put a can on it.
Oh, come on now.
45's quiet already. You don't need Air Pro to shoot 45. Stupid.
Okay,
Yes.
whatever. Whatever.
And here's that Grendel.
Oh, okay. AK Sean wants to know if that was Ben Avery ring. Oh, that's cool. That
No,
is
it
cool.
wasn't.
That's like a space gun. I want that gun.
This is
What-
the Grendel P30 made in Rockledge, Florida, and it takes a
look at
30-round
that.
22
Yeah,
Win
that's-
Mag magazine.
Yeah, that's the same magazine.
Well, that's because I actually have modified them.
Oh,
PMR30 mags to work with
Okay.
it, but they look very similar.
Okay.
And yeah, it is.
What do those
It
cost
is-
if they're out there? If they're out there now, do you know what it costs? Or
You
I'll get
barely,
one
you
of
just
those.
don't see them very much. I mean, of course, I got it for a song, but I think you can get them for like $400 or $500.
Oh wow. Okay. Yeah.
And yeah, it's
That-
interesting. The slide is this steel sleeved thing that goes here, and then your rear sight and everything is a plastic piece that's bolted down onto the slide.
Mm-hmm.
Very
is-
interesting.
Yeah, that's really cool. Listen, I know we flipped over into another segment. It's the audience segment. If you guys want us to keep showing Gorn, we will keep going. It is up to you guys. You are the masters of our fate right now. So if the folks in the chat have something, that's what we'll do in this audience
let the dog
section. If
back
you
in.
guys have a question or something you want us to do or talk about, we'll do it. For AK Sean, it wasn't Ben Avery, right?
No,
Okay.
it was not Ben Avery. It was a Usury Pass, Rio Salado.
Okay. What is this? This almost looks like a... This is a toy. Right?
It's an AR-15.
Right, okay.
No, it's a barbecue lighter.
Oh, cool. Okay. It would be cool if that was,
Yeah, right?
I'm with it. If that shot like 22 or something like that, I'm not going to complain. Oh, look at what. You guys are done with guns? Is that what's happening here? Okay, hold on. I'm going to take out guns. I'm going to take out a gun right now. I'm going to show something. All right. Check this out. This is my yacht. I like to call it my yacht. I have a yacht.
Oh, you got the
FS
stupid yacht.
It's
FS.
it's the tuna boat.
Now let me get the good boat.
This gun is cool. I really do like. I've shot FS 2000s. I've never actually shot the one I own. Believe it or not. I bought this. I don't know. Ken, do you have one of these? I can't remember.
Oh yeah,
if you
for
do or
sure.
not. Yeah, I bought this from. Actually, I bought it from one of the folks that that when we were on YouTube comes in the chat all the time. He's here in Florida, and I love it. I actually love it. This has been
You
a
need the
dream.
real
You see
boat.
this in movies. Hold on. What's the difference?
You need the
Oh,
real
you've
boat.
got the scope.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Look at
Got
that.
the real boat.
2 FS 2000s in one video. Check that out.
Do you want me to go get mine? And then
Yes,
you can
get
have all
yours.
three?
Yes, let's
Wait,
go.
hold on. Yeah, do you have the real boat or the
all
fake
right.
boat?
Yeah. Okay. So right now, Matt, you show off yours. Let's see.
First generation.
Okay.
Oh, and wait, hold on. I want him to bring his because I'm going to break everyone's hearts about what's under this little hat.
Okay.
Because you always think, oh, there must be some really high-tech, slick optic under
Yeah,
there. Right?
it has. Yeah, it's got to be like.
Have you ever seen one of these without his hat?
No, I don't think so. Well, isn't that what this would be? Or no? Or
No.
this is a later model then, right? This is like a more later technical kind of model. So, so yours like the magazine is really, it's got like this weird kind of magazine that goes in there, I'm guessing. Let's see here. Okay, hold on. We're going to go 3-way split. Boom! First time ever in history.
Yeah, right.
Three FS 2000s on the same show. No one else has this.
And I
Boom,
bet
there
my
you go.
trigger's better than yours.
Oh, well. Yeah, Ken, do you make a trigger for these? Let's show us what you got there.
I don't make a trigger, but I do a trigger job on them.
Oh, you do a trigger job? Oh, okay.
Yep.
I think I'm going to have...
Sure.
How does that work? Do people send it to you?
Yep, you send me your trigger pack, your fire control group.
Oh, okay.
And I do a little bit of work on it, and I send it back to you, and it slides right in.
Oh, okay. I've had this so long without shooting it. Like, why have I not sent this thing to you already?
I don't know.
Okay, we're going to have to take care of that. All right, show us yours because Matt has a specific thing he's waiting for. So show off your gun. Tell us about yours.
There's nothing special about it. It's all stock. I bought it long time ago, and I bought it specifically to do trigger work on it, to start selling that as an option, something that I do.
Okay. So the trigger pull improved from a what to a what? Do you know? Is it like, what's the trigger pull on it, the standard? What's
So on the standard,
super squishy, I'm going to say.
Yep.
Yeah.
Super squishy, whatnot. Well, I can go get my gauge if you want me to go get my gauge, and I can tell you what it's at. But it should be like right around 5.5 pounds.
Now
yeah,
that you've done it.
after I do the work to it.
So if me and Matt have a regular one, what's the trigger poundage on that? You think like 7, 8,
9 to 12, depending on your rifle.
Ooh, okay. All right, very cool. And then Matt, what are you going to tell us about yours?
So that's what lives under its hat.
What the hell? This is a pencil. It's a marker.
Yeah, it's like a BB gun scope.
Yeah.
It's nothing fancy. It's nothing like auto-calibrated or anything. And underneath there is a Picatinny rail made of nylon.
Ooh, terrible.
Yeah, that's a nylon pick rail. And the scope that... And again, the Gen 1s with the scope cost like over $1,000 more than the ones without a scope. And you get a BB gun scope that is epoxied into this base.
What?
Yes, it is. This scope is glued to this piece of plastic.
So you can't remove it now. So you guys can tell me here. Is the one with the scope more collectible? Ken, do you know?
It's a Gen 1, so
Probably.
yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, don't complain. Don't complain.
I thought, well, because when I was a kid, everybody said that, it's like some wonder scope that's like digital and it has a computer in it, and like, no, it's just a BB gun scope.
When you see that's because you were looking at some movie. What drives me crazy with these, and
no, it's on Wikipedia. It says that.
Oh, on Wikipedia. Here's what drives me crazy with these. These magazines are like kind of weird and really stiff to get in there, and I don't think you could put regular magazines in these.
Yeah,
right?
you can only use Stanag mags.
Yeah. So
and the reason it's stiff is because there's a gasket.
Yeah, it's real tough to get it out. Is that because of like where the gas is going and stuff like that? So it doesn't unseat it?
No, it's because of your tiny little hands. Because of your little weak paws. That's it.
He said you're weak.
That's uncalled for. That's uncalled for.
No, there's
not called for.
There's a rubber gasket in there that makes it go in firmly, and the idea is that seals out the action because there's no way to get into back here. So they have a rubber gasket that the mag goes into to keep it fully sealed, and that's the resistance you feel up at the top of the thing. But all of these are supposed to take regular Stanag AR magazines.
Okay. And Lola wants to know what these go for if someone's looking for them. What are they going for nowadays? I can't
An
remember.
unacceptable price.
Yeah, I think I
Yeah.
paid like,
Yeah.
I want to say 15 or 16 for mine.
Yeah, I want to say right now they're at like 2,500. The problem is that they're not importing them anymore.
No, they're not.
Right.
Yeah, and I would never.
Is FN even making
never
them?
I don't know. I heard that they were gonna stop, but all I know is that they're not importing them.
We were looking at something a couple of weeks ago on the news. I think Walter brought it up, where there's some militaries that are still using them. So I'm assuming, unless those militaries are just using old ones somehow, I'm assuming that
Well, that's what militaries tend to do.
Yeah,
Yeah.
but this was like a big dream for me. FS 2000. What?
My big dream is still the FAMAS, but fate,
yeah. Like I
fate
said,
has prevented it.
yeah. Do you have one of those, Ken? Got it?
No, you can't.
Yeah.
Oh, you can't have. Oh, because okay.
Oh my God!
Explain the FAMAS
like
thing.
This.
Okay.
You'll like this. Well, we'll talk about why it's like this before. But there was a point right when I was finishing law school where me and my buddy sat down together and we said, let's sell our whole gun collections, both of us.
What?
And we're going to go in 50-50 on this FAMAS.
Okay.
And we're like, all right. So we looked up the sales data and everything. And we're like, all right, this one shouldn't sell for more than 16 grand.
Mm-hmm.
So we agree we're going to do this. We bid the thing up. And we're like, all right, this is going to be it. We're going to get this one. That was the first FAMAS that sold for 20 grand.
Ooh.
Yeah.
And then the one after that sold for 25.
Oh.
Right.
And it has kept going up by a few $1,000s every single time one sells at auction. I think the most expensive one has been $50,000
Oh.
for a semi-automatic rifle that is not very good.
This is not a machine gun? I thought you were talking about a machine gun.
No.
Here. Why are FAMASs that expensive?
They imported like 100 and something of them.
Mm-hmm.
And every video game has kept them in the thing. And
yeah.
Mr. Jonathan McMustache of I can't quite remember the gun.com, of course, fawns aggressively over it and thus causing a new segment of the market.
I think I know who you're talking about there.
And he's actually my friend. He's a really wonderful guy. But yeah, no, Jonathan McMustache further fueled the fire.
Is this
and
forgotten
so
weapons?
now we're not allowed. We're not allowed to have it.
Uh-huh.
Because we're normal men of ordinary means.
Mm.
You have to be a man of deluxe means to have one.
Wow. So are there's copies and stuff like that out there, no?
Nope.
Oh.
The FAMAS
but-
uses a very strange mechanism.
Yeah.
It is so it needs to have a fluted chamber, which, by the way, no one still knows how the French originally did it because technically the design documents are still top secret. Thank you, France. And it is lever delayed. And we have people who have examples, but that won't get us the manufacturing tolerances that we'd need to copy it, right? It's a really fascinating blowback action. Like, basically the gun's a big 5.56 high point with a fancy cam in it.
Okay.
And it's not a very good idea, but it does work.
What were you going to say here, Ken? You were going to add something to it.
So there's a company out there that reached out to me that wanted to license my trigger design, and they said that they're going to build 5 FAMASs and try to bring those to the market. They're going to build 5 prototypes, and they wanted to license my trigger design and put that in there.
Interesting.
So
can you tell us the name of that company right now, or no? That's not out yet.
I don't remember it. I'd have to go back and look through my emails, but we didn't end up doing anything. So they're a real small group, and I don't know that that'll ever.
And sometimes there's guys waiting for guns, guys who have put money out there on guns. I don't know about that. You want to see these things. Like one of my dreams is to have, what's the Is it the something 50? What's the British bullpups that you always
Boys. Oh wait, the L85.
see? Is that the one that you always see? The guys who
That's the
guard the
British bullpup.
palace. Yeah, that's what you
Yes.
see, right? That is it.
The
The
L85, yeah,
L85. Yeah,
of the Small Arms 80 project, the SA 80 project.
yeah.
Um,
I would love to see those.
I
here in
might be
America.
working on something with that,
Oh.
and actually, Ken, I need to talk to you about something.
Okay.
Uh-oh. You guys better keep me in the loop on that one.
Yeah.
I want to be on the loop on anything that goes on with that,
Yeah.
so I could. So I'm gonna show off. This is my. I only have like 3 bullpups right now in the van.
Boo.
Obviously, you guys know I'm here in the van. I'm not even like close to my house or anything like that right
My
now.
dude live in a van. Ridiculous.
So no, I don't live in the van, but I got to
Yes,
drive
you
the
do.
van.
You live in the van. He lives in the
I
van,
do.
everybody.
Sometimes I live in the van. Sometimes, but not right now at this moment. So check this out.
So the TS12.
TS12 from IWI
What a
right
abortion.
here. You don't like this?
It's.
What's your
I'm
problem?
sorry, man. It's disgusting.
Yeah, it is so
the
big
boar
and
is-
bulky.
Both
Yeah.
of you are gonna hate on
The bore is in a different. It's not even in a different zip code. It's in a different congressional
It does look.
district.
It does.
From the-
Listen,
from the
on
handle.
on video and pictures and stuff like that. It does look big. It doesn't feel as bad.
No, man.
Oh,
we've
it
got
sure
those in my
does.
shop. No, we've got those in my shop.
Yeah,
It's disgusting.
it's a behemoth.
Yeah.
Okay, not a fan. Wow,
It's
you guys. Wow, you guys are knocking this upside the head. That's okay.
Listen, man. I'm big on bore axis, and like I'm saying, the bore
Mm-hmm.
is in a different congressional district from your shooting hand
Yeah.
on that gun. It is a nightmare to shoot.
Okay.
It is the dumbest fever dream that I've seen so far.
Yeah,
What
and-
were they thinking?
Lola is agreeing with you. Cruiseman says that looks like a space gun. Oh man, you guys are brutal on this. Okay, so what's the best? Let
It's
me
another
ask you
big
guys
bulky
that
gun.
since we're getting all this hate right now, I'm gonna still show it. Since we're getting all this hate for the IWI Tab 12 here, I actually haven't even shot this yet. Babyface has a video of this exact gun that's up on the YouTubes. What is the best 12 gauge to you guys then? What do you guys think is the best?
Browning Auto 5.
Bullpup. 12 gauge bullpup. What's the best?
I have one of the KSGs.
KSG's. I think KSG's. I'm gonna say.
Okay, I want to love the KSG.
What's the problem with the KSG?
You have to manhandle it in order for it to work.
Yes, and see that's the thing is I was running it like I would a Remington, and I was short stroking the hell out of it.
Yeah.
And I'm thinking, no, I am doing it, but you have to like really, really mash that thing
Mm-hmm.
to get it to work correctly.
Okay.
Yeah, so yeah, you hit it right on the head, and it was like
Yeah.
I thought I was stroking the hell out of it, but it was like no harder.
Yeah, that's what she said.
Yeah.
Okay.
She said.
Lola says there's nothing sexy about it. Sorry, Hank. Wow.
It's like shooting a whale.
So what would be better? Okay, did you see that Smith & Wesson just came out not too long ago with their version of the KSG, just Smith & Wessonized? Have you guys
Yeah,
seen
it
this?
didn't. Yeah, it didn't last too long.
What do you mean didn't it's what?
Like
There's not,
nothing they do anymore.
hold on, what does
Well,
that mean?
they had to stop and do a kind of a recall on it, from what I remember.
Really?
They were they were having all kinds of problems with it.
Oh, I'm pulling that up now. I did not know
But I guess
this.
to answer your question, if I had to pick a bullpup shotgun, which I wouldn't want to,
Uh-huh.
like that's one thing I don't like bullpup.
Oh, there
just
is
'cause
yeah,
of the
there is a
way
recall. Yeah.
shotgun actions work.
Stop
Yeah, it would
using
probably
it
be the
until
high
it's been-
standard.
The high standard. Okay.
The high standard 10B.
That's
It's
a bullpup?
completely
Oh,
idiot.
I have one.
I think I have one of those.
I have one.
The thing with the bicep thing, they had this insane idea that it's for cops, so cops can do cop things and shoot over barriers.
Yep.
Right. I have one of those that I bought from, I think Trey at Aries found that for me. So here's the M&P 12, just so we could show it.
So
to
what
the
was
folks
wrong
right
with
here.
it? What was
Yeah, what was the
what was
problem
being
with this,
recalled?
Ken?
I don't know. I just heard that they were having problems and had a recall on it. That's all.
Yeah.
I didn't have any desire to really look into it anymore and
Yeah.
figure out what their problem was.
This looks
Yeah.
like a cross between the standard manufacturing BP-12, which I have one of
Hmm.
those. I don't know if you guys have seen those. Those are cool, but they're all aluminum. They're too heavy. I would still go for the KSG. But I have one. I own one because it's a bullpup. This looks like a cross between that and the KSG, and then it has Smith and Wesson furniture on it. Um, so it looks cool. And I saw Mr. Guns and Gear has a video shooting it, but I haven't got my hands on
Is
one.
it pump or
Obviously,
is it auto?
it's pump.
Yep.
Yeah, and it's two tubes
Two
like
tubes.
like the KSG.
Tubular.
Yeah. So I would say you probably have to do some work with this as well. But the pump ones work better than all the magazine things. And maybe even I don't know if it's better than this. I'm gonna test all of that when I get a
12
chance.
gauge was not designed to be fed from a magazine. I mean,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
I would agree on that. So here's a legal question that I'd like both of you to cover.
Uh-oh.
We could start with Matt. So, for example, here, Smith & Wesson makes this gun so close to the KSG, and we had Ruger making a gun so close to another gun from Caltech. What's the deal with that? People ask us all the time. The myth here is that as long as you make a gun 8% different, you can do it, it's legal. So go, Matt. What do you think about
That's
that?
not a thing. I mean, the real thing here is that there's almost no intellectual property left in the gun industry. We're most semi-automatic handguns use a nigh on 100-year-old Browning locking mechanism.
Mm-hmm.
So there's just most guns don't have any intellectual property aside from the trademark of the name of it. There's just not much technology left. You'll find little edge cases where they patent stuff like a different folding hinge and stuff like that. But usually, there's just no patent protection on a gun. And if a gun model has existed for more than 17 years or whatever extensions they might have gotten, well, you can just literally copy it.
Okay. So you're saying because guns in general that we're seeing where these guns are close are themselves based on something older, there really isn't anything, and that kind of myth that hey, if it's 8% different, you could do whatever you want to do is just not true.
No, I mean, hell, look at Canik.
Mm-hmm.
They literally just stole the P99. They just took it.
Mm-hmm.
But by the time they got to market with it, the relevant IP had expired.
Okay.
And so, like I'm a Walther guy. I'm always going to prefer a Walther over one of those things. But heck, like I designed a 3D printable frame for the Walther guns,
Mm-hmm.
and I can take a Canik slide and barrel.
Is that what you have going on right
there?
there? Is that what you have going on? Is that a Canic?
No, this is
this is all Walther stuff. Okay.
Yeah.
Oh, I
this is
see.
a P99.
Yeah.
But I have a Canik slide down there. I can
Okay.
click that right on this frame, and
Go
it'll
right
run
on.
perfectly fine.
Okay. All right.
Yeah.
Understood.
Which
Mm-hmm. Yeah, Ken, what would you add to that
Well,
whole conversation about this stuff?
So there's a lot of firearms that they don't even bother going through trying to do any patents or anything on them.
Okay.
I was told once by someone that why would I want to put out and show everybody my intellectual property by doing a patent? It just helps them copy me faster.
Mm.
that is the
So-
point of patents.
Mm-hmm. Okay.
If you look when Thomas Jefferson wrote about the Patent Acts, he said that it was a trade-off, that we were going to put up with the national embarrassment of granting monopolies on intellectual property. And the founders did. They found intellectual property itself to be disgusting. But they were going to put up with the national embarrassment of granting monopolies on ideas for limited periods of time so as to entice and centralize innovation. And it did work. The only issue is that we've had this shift to where people eventually came to believe that intellectual property was a real thing, and it never has been and never will be.
Okay. I think it's pretty clear. I was just about to say, where are you guys on the whole idea of intellectual property? I think, Matt, you've made it very clear you're against that. I know a lot of people, like my brother, for example, is very much against the whole idea of intellectual property as it stands, right now in America. What's your idea on this, Ken? What do you think
So
about it?
when I very first started up this business, I went through and I patented my trigger linkage system and how I operate the fire control group in the back because it was something that was novel and no one else was doing what I was doing.
Hmm.
So, I spent a bunch of money and I did that. Was it the right thing to do? I don't know. The patents are only as good as your pocketbook.
Your ability to
And
enforce it. Yeah.
that's right.
Did
So
anyone go after that? If you don't want to talk about it, I'll understand. But
go
did
after.
anyone copy what you did?
So I should know here pretty soon.
Hmm.
I'm supposed to get something here in. I'm just waiting on it to be mailed.
Hmm.
Then I can go through and dissect it and look at it and see
Oh,
if
okay.
somebody is copying something.
Oh, okay.
And then again, it's as much as I want to open up my pocketbook to try and defend it,
Hmm.
or do I strike some kind of a deal with the company, or
How do you go about it?
so
You might need a lawyer. I don't know if we could find someone out there that could. What do you think about that case, Matt? What do you think about what Ken is talking
Well,
about?
I don't know about it. I'd be very curious to hear what happens. I have negotiated those types of things before, and it is very attractive to a company, right? To be like, hey, look, we got you dead to rights. Let's do a retroactive licensing agreement. Um, and it's like, you know what the lawyers are going to cost. So
right.
Yeah,
sometimes it's
And
cheaper to just be like, okay,
yeah.
right, and I kind of found that out with a trademark.
hmm
I trademark To me, a trademark is a lot more important than
yes,
patents. And I had to do some negotiations with a trademark. And I can't go into any of the specifics, but it started to get kind of ugly, and we
Hmm.
went back and forth and negotiated, and I got rid of the attorney because the attorney wasn't doing me any justice, and I just went in and negotiated it on
yeah.
myself, and
He wanted to bill you
with
hours.
myself. Right. Right.
Yeah.
So it was good for me in the long run.
Hmm.
Could I have gotten a lot more than what I did? Sure. But was it worth it? The other company was a big company, and they could have just waited for me to try to come after them, and they would have just tied me up in legal mess, and I would have lost everything probably trying to fight it. So really, was it worth it? So I ended up getting some money out of it, and it helped pay some bills and helped me do some things, and so ended up
Then you
ended
have to
up ended
protect your
up working
marks.
in the in
Yeah.
the in the long run. And a, a, the trademark cost me $400 to do when I
Right.
very first did it,
Hmm.
and I've got a handful of them, and they're trademarks are good things.
Yeah.
Trademarks, I'm 100% agreement with you. And I was going to
Okay.
say, before you even said that, I'm 100% agreement. Trademarks are the only field of intellectual property that are are really helpful. And it's because they're actually not really intellectual property. It's consumer protection law. It
Mm.
is
Correct.
Trademarks are designed to protect the consumer so that they know they're buying what it says it is.
Okay.
Yep.
And the only reason they give us trademark holders money is so that we have a reason to enforce them and protect them. It gives us incentive to protect the public. So yeah, no, like I'm all in favor. Hell, copy the design, but don't put my name on it, right?
Hmm.
Like, because if you copy the design, you make it look
Right.
like junk, you put my name on it, then all of a sudden people don't know who to sue. It just creates a huge mess. So yeah, I'm
Hmm.
100% in agreement.
Okay.
Trademarks are a whole other class. They are actually good for the public.
Yeah, and I've heard Walter
Yeah.
say that same thing about trademarks. Is that something you also do over there with your special superpower abilities?
I've done a few trademark cases.
Okay. All right.
Yeah, my when I've when I've done them, the most common ones are when people like let's say there's this successful business, and let's say, and it wasn't this company, but let's say, just for a point of a funny example, you open up uh Burger Queen, right?
Hmm.
And everybody loves Burger Queen, and then I go, and I
Mm.
open up Burgers Queen.
Hmm.
uh right? Like,
It's close. It's in the
And
same realm, right?
yeah, no. And so that's in that situation, I was representing Burger Queen,
Okay.
and somebody had literally added an S to the
right.
same name.
McDowell's.
And
Yeah,
Right.
you probably can't even do Burger Queen because there's already a Burger King and it's already similar. And that's the thing with trademarks is that if it is even similar in the same industry, you can't use it.
Yeah. Didn't
right.
that famously happen with the Porsche? I think the original Porsche was the 901 or something like that. And then was it Citroen or one of those companies says, "Hey, we do 90 something," and then you can't do that, and that's why Porsche had to go to 911. Which, even though that all sounds, it's still
Mhm.
similar. I think that's the reason why you have a 911 Porsche versus originally it was going to be 901 or something like that.
Yeah, it's all about likelihood of confusion.
Hmm.
And the
Yes.
best evidence in a trademark case is evidence of actual confusion. So in like that case that I'm talking about,
Hmm.
there was one of the companies was getting phone calls for the other company, right? Like so that's like supreme evidence of, hey, like
Hmm.
you can't do that.
Yeah, this is too close. So so
Yeah.
what about in a case like, and I don't want to necessarily get into the specifics of it here. We can, I guess, if we want to. But there was this recent case of that trigger. You know, there was that trigger that's very, very close to being a machine gun
No.
trigger, but it's
That
binary. And then another
Yeah.
company like reversed engineer it and put their own version out. What about that?
You're talking about the rare breed,
Hmm.
right?
Hmm.
And then like so I was looking into that really hard because I've Rare Breed's a Florida company, and I've
Hmm.
talked with their owners and stuff, and they're pretty cool.
Hmm.
So I felt kind of invested in it.
Hmm.
And what I came away with that was that, God, what a goat show! What a complete mess.
Really? Okay.
Like apparently all of these triggers are based on this patent from like
From
way
someone
before
else's.
that was
Okay.
licensed out
Hmm.
to like all these people
Okay.
at like different times, and it was just a total goat show.
Okay.
Um, and so now it seems like two licensees are fighting each other. It like
Ah, I see.
yeah,
So really, that's probably not going to go anywhere significant. If we're
it's not gonna
guessing, if
you're
we're
not gonna
guessing
find
right
that
now.
case in the law books, I don't think.
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah,
It's interesting how that kind of stuff happens. Shout
yeah.
out to Shooting Gallery Annie out here. You know, I'm kind of heartbroken you guys didn't like my IWI Tab 12, man. I'm really that makes me sad. You know, and
sorry.
Hey
big
man,
shout
it's
out
okay.
to
Just next time bring a better gun.
Brownells actually sent this to me with all the awesomeness that they possess, which I appreciate, even though you haters don't appreciate it.
I like
I do,
Barnauls.
man. I'm looking forward to seeing how this runs, even though you guys are hating on my awesome. You know, one of the things. So, do you guys remember the Cry 6? Did you ever see the Cry 6? Cry Precision. The Cry 6. It was a shotgun, and it had a removable. The tubes here were
Oh, yes.
removable. It was the same
Remember?
Yes.
bullpup kind of thing.
Yep.
Yeah, that was like a huge video I had on YouTube. A huge video. I don't think that ever got made though.
Nope, they never went into production with it.
Yeah. And all of that. I think
And
yeah.
think why, okay?
Okay.
So, here's my take on why I think it never went into production.
Mhm.
Okay. So if you take, I don't have a good example, but so if you take this firearm and your face is right here and you have a rotating cylinder right here
Okay.
that has a gap in it because
Yeah.
that rotating cylinder on any revolver and you have your face right up against it,
Now you got a
I
katana of gas.
Yeah, that's where
I
you
think
have. Yeah, even if you're wearing gloves on revolvers, sometimes that's where you run
yeah.
into issues. I see. So there
So
might be
I'm seeing
spray coming out and stuff like that. Okay.
spray gases,
Hmm.
it's yeah, it's
Tiny
I
a
learned that
hazard.
projectiles
lesson when I
moving
was
really
like
fast. Hmm.
21, and I'd never really got into revolvers, and I was shooting this anemic 8mm French Ordnance revolver. I was
Hmm.
shooting it pretty far away, and I'm like, you know what? And so I get up and I get a competition grip on it, right? And I've got my thumbs forward, and I shoot and I hit the target, and then I look down and there's blood everywhere.
Ooh.
That the gas gap was like a razor blade, and it cut me straight to the bone. I was bleeding profusely, and that is like a gun with a caliber of 32 ACP. So that with a 12 gauge, I don't want my face.
Yeah.
Yep. So that's why I think it never took off.
Okay. I think the company technically is still out there. Let me see. I'm going to throw in. Funny enough, if you look, so I can see. Let me see if I can add this.
Yeah, I believe they still have the website up and everything.
Yeah, they still have it up. I know this picture right here. That's from my video. This particular picture right there. That's from my video. See, uploaded by Hank Strange.
Oh, that was at SHOT Show.
Yeah, that was at SHOT Show back in the days. Believe it or not, if people were only looking at my videos, they would see advertising, which is crazy on some of the videos that are up there, which is interesting. Better. Yeah, this is old school, 2014 with that video. And then this guy who I was talking to here is actually not even, he actually has, look at that. Who is that skinny guy right there? Look at that sexy, skinny dude right there looking at you guys. Yeah, so anyway, that's a sexy looking gun though. Look at that. No?
No, I think it was a good concept.
Mm-hmm.
Just fell short.
And and the bottom part detaches from the AR. That's so in this particular one here. See that? So that's a little different from so this bottom part can detach, and then yes, your face would probably be close to that if you're using it detached from the AR. But otherwise, it could be attached onto your AR separately and give you. Did you ever see this? You ever saw this, Matt?
I vaguely remember it, but I kind of feel like I just thought it was weird, you know?
Oh, okay.
Like,
yeah. Man, you guys, all the stuff I think is cool, no one... I guess this is me.
No, like I say, I thought it was cool, but it just kind of fell short for being practical and being safe.
Yeah. LV Louis Cypher says, I hate TS12. It won't feed mini shells. I never... Oh, I'll try... do I have any mini shells? I have to see.
No one should have mini shells.
Really? Yeah. You don't like mini shells?
They don't serve any... Okay, identify a purpose.
To be mini. I could put more. I could put more in the tube.
Yeah, but you could fit more poofs in the...
Armin Axis says because Hank is a dork.
Yeah, dork.
That's fine. I'll take that.
Yeah, people always ask me about mini shells, and I'm like, I've shot like 3 mini shells in my life, and that was enough. I was like, okay, funny joke. Thank you, Aguila. Moving on.
All right, so tell me, what do you guys think is a cool bullpup? I'll start with Ken. What's a cool bullpup you'd like to see? Maybe you don't have. I don't know. Maybe you got one there.
How about a bullpup pistol?
Okay, that exists. There's a couple.
Well, I mean,
yes. I've got a Barnauls version of the bow.
I'm not talking about that.
Oh.
Okay, let's talk something. Yeah, let's talk something more like the arm pistol.
The arm pistols. Okay, yes, let's talk arm pistols. You got one?
But yeah, I do. You know that I do.
I couldn't
but
find
I'm talking
mine.
about.
I was trying to find it.
Yeah.
I'm talking about a new one.
A new? Ooh. Oh, wait. Hold on. Is someone perhaps making a new arm pistol? We're just, for anyone who's listening here, I'm going to show Ken's face.
His eyebrows were in the stratosphere.
For people listening on audio, Ken gave us the googly eyes on that one.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Oh, Ken, I like this idea. I like the direction that we're going.
Is it going to do the Weeble Wobble?
No, it won't do the Weeble Wobble.
Yeah, good, because the Weeble Wobble is silly.
It is. It's dumb.
That's a cool part of it. Come on.
No, it's not. It doesn't help.
It's no.
Yeah, it's terrible.
Does that mess up the accuracy, you think?
It makes the sights completely inutile.
No, they rotate too.
The front one does. Then you have to click the back one into the back, and who knows?
You just need to have another. You need to have another rear one. That's the thing. You need to have 2 rear.
So that's something that I would like to do. I'm gonna see if I can try and do something in that realm this year.
Oh, that would be awesome. Well, not in 2021. You're talking about 2022.
No, he means next 2 weeks. He's got 2 weeks. Go.
Yeah,
Go.
I would like to have it in 2 weeks, please. Thank you.
Yeah. Come on, get on it now.
That is so. If someone out there has one of these terrible arm pistols that you don't want, I'm willing to buy it from you at a very cheap price. I'm trying to help you out. If you have an arm pistol, I would like to get my hands on one. What do you think? What's the things that you? I don't know if you want to get that in depth here, Ken. What are the changes that need to be made to an arm pistol? And I wish one of you had an arm pistol right now, so we could.
I don't know.
Well,
I'm not
okay.
You didn't steal it.
I'll go get it. You just talk about something else.
Yeah, I'll ask Matt what he thinks the changes should be to the arm pistol since he owns one.
So here's the thing. There's two main issues. Well, there's actually a few main issues with the arm pistol. I mean, they had a side eject one for a period of time, but most of them are top eject, and that's stupid.
Okay. That's one. There we go.
The other thing is
the
whole rotating aspect. That means every single aspect, like every single critical dimension relative to the sights, is always in flux. So it's like a minute of bear, the accuracy of the gun. And it's not like the mechanical accuracy, it's the sights. Like it's just impossible to really get it accurate. Then the trigger. Oh my god. It's a war crime. It's probably the worst bullpup trigger I've ever felt because it is a thin wire that you're pulling on, and so as you're pulling on it, the wire is stretching, and it's actually a AR-15 fire control group that they welded a little tag onto. You've got one just like mine's, exactly the same generation. Yeah.
I love these. I think these are so cool, man. I have
they are very cool.
Yeah, I have a Bushmaster rifle that has this on the logo that's etched into.
Oh wait, is yours side charging?
Yes.
Oh, mine's a top charger.
Yeah, the side charger was one of the variations that they did.
Side charger's better, I think.
Were a lot of these made? Ken, a lot
No.
of these out there? Oh, okay. There you go. That's it going. I love these guns. I love these.
That's so you can shoot gangsta style.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, so talk about the purpose of this, guys.
Work, though.
Yeah, what was the purpose of this? Wasn't this like this? So this might be a myth or something.
We'll put a mag in it so he can show you.
So I thought this was for pilots who crashed, and you just need to back mofo's up off of you and show them the wrath of God, but not necessarily hit them. I don't know. Is that close?
Well, I've heard that they were for pilots too. Whether it's true or not, I don't know.
Yeah, look at the.
But yeah, you can.
So I actually do it the other way, and I have it rest on my right forearm.
Okay.
But the reason it flips like that is so you can rest the magazine on your forearm, and it actually works. It actually really does stabilize.
It's kind of like a what is that?
Pistol brace.
Yeah, it's like a pistol brace. What's the one that comes out? The little. What the hell is
tail hook?
Tail hook.
Yeah.
Tail hook. Yeah.
Yep.
It's like a reverse tail hook, and it actually kind of works. Like it really does actually kind of make it a little more comfortable to shoot.
Yeah. So.
And the sights are just horrendous.
Yep.
These are cool. These are cool, though, man. I'm having a good time looking at this.
Yeah.
Ken,
no,
how come?
cool as heck.
How come you haven't found one of these to me yet, Ken?
I told you about one.
Oh, you did?
And you just a long time ago, and you decided not to buy it for some reason. It was like $800.
Oh, I should have.
I paid for mine.
Yeah, I should have. I think I remember that, and I was like, "Oh, that's too much."
$1,500 now.
Yeah, damn it.
It's ridiculous.
Yeah.
I should have been all about that. I should have been all about that.
And everybody, when I got this, I was like, "Oh, well, it's kind of different, kind of something that's I probably should have." But it's very awkward.
Would you say it's
how
simplistic?
about that trigger, though?
Yes. What do you think about trigger?
I was just describing the trigger to them.
Oh my goodness!
It's a war crime.
Oh,
yeah.
I don't even think my gauge that goes up to 12 pounds. I think it would alarm out.
Yeah, it would absolutely alarm out.
I do.
It would absolutely.
I would say that it's probably.
I think it's like 25 pounds.
Yeah, I would say like 15.
It's so cool, though. This is so cool. I love this thing. I love this guy.
It's so squishy.
It's all mush. Yeah, it's all.
Oh, look at! Oh, it's hinging. It's almost hinging.
Yeah.
Oh, I see.
Yeah,
Wow. So just physics, the way that it's hinging like that, that's terrible.
Well, no, it's the wire. It's the transfer wire.
It's the transfer
It's like
bar.
a 16 gauge wire.
Oh,
Yeah.
okay.
And it's bent in like 5 places that are unbending as you're pulling the trigger.
Yeah, it is. It is ridiculous.
So a lot of flex. There would be a lot of flex in that then.
But then it's
bunch.
even worse if you. So I'm sure you've taken it apart. They actually used an AR-15 fire control group that they cut the trigger part off of, and
let's
they
see.
welded a little thing on the top of it, and that's what you're pulling on. And so they put the pull part on the place with the worst mechanical advantage, period. So
Yeah.
it just made it terrible.
Well, and then if you have that kind of hinging effect happening there, that's not going to help at all.
It
Probably
depends on how
can't
you use it.
Yeah.
You probably can't see
No.
the
Yeah, the little Douglas there.
Unless you have a light or something that could go in there, but yeah.
Yeah, it's a. I mean the wire is just a really thin wire. I mean it's ridiculous.
You know what,
It's
Ken?
completely
I think you should sell that, and I will buy it from you. I will send you $500 right now.
Yours is completely different from mine, though. The way they strip apart, mine does not hinge open.
Ken just gave me that look, like.
And yours is a stamped steel upper.
Yes, it's stamped.
Yeah. Mine is
I
the
think they're
milled aluminum upper.
Did they make
Really,
any?
I thought they were all stamped.
No, mine is definitely all aluminum.
Oh, you need to find yours,
and
man.
they bolt together. I
That's
wish
interesting.
I could find it.
Mine comes apart just like a standard AR would be with the push pins.
Yeah, unfortunately with mine, you got to take like 8 Allen screws out, and then the whole thing just kind of falls apart.
And yours is an original one, or what is the deal? What's the markings on yours, if you remember, Matt?
Well, no, they all have the same markings, which is BFI Gwyn arm pistol, I think.
Okay, it has Gwyn on there. Okay.
Yeah, Gwyn was the actual company, I think.
Yeah,
And mine is serial number 1, 2,
There
3,
we go.
3.
Oh, there you go.
Yes.
Okay, 106 on that.
So yeah, yours is 200
not a
guns
lot of
before
these.
mine.
Gwyn. Portland, Maine.
Yeah.
I love these, man. I need to get one of these in the collection. Someone out there who has one of these horrible guns sitting around just collecting rust. Help a brother out, man. I will totally say that.
Brian Quick on the chat said that there's one on Gunbroker right now for $1,300.
Oh, jeez.
Yeah, buy it.
Damn
Buy
it.
it, loser. Go on.
Lola, Christmas.
You buy it, loser. Do it.
Christmas is approaching.
Come on.
That's not too bad compared to 1,500. Let me tell you something. When someone out there that we might all know actually makes a better version of these, that's going to go up. That could go to $3,000 easy. I'm not paying $3,000 for it though. Just so you know. That
The guy
1,300 I don't like.
Repeatedly warned me how bad it was.
I love that.
Like, are you sure you want it? Are you sure? It's really bad.
Yes. This is what people need to collect in the world, the most terrible.
Yep.
Along with the best. You collect the best and the most terrible, and you're doing
speaking
good.
of the worst, I think you'll know about this, Ken. I've just bought another transferable machine gun.
What is
a Spitfire.
Oh.
Yeah.
Wait, it was Spitfire? Hold on.
The gun was meant to be semi-auto, and it was like the first time the ATF changed their mind about a gun. But so the way the safety was on this gun, if you manipulated the safety while you were pulling the trigger, it would just rip full auto.
Ooh.
So the Attorney General decreed that these were machine guns, and only a handful of people just said screw it and registered them. And so I bought a registered Sterling, and it is a junk pot metal like Thompson look-alike. Registered a Spitfire rather.
Oh, okay. So I must not be looking at the right thing. Is it
Spitfire 45 ACP? Search that.
Oh, 45 ACP. Okay, so this thing that I'm seeing here, the M600, that's not it. So Spitfire, what is it? 45 ACP?
Yeah, it will look like Thompson at home.
Oh, okay, cool. All right, let's see. I think I got one here to show off to the folks. And that?
Yeah, we have Thompson at home.
Yeah.
And so this was a clone? What is the deal here?
What's a piece of junk?
Okay.
Everybody wanted Thompsons. Thompsons were expensive, so there were a bunch of companies that were like, we have Thompson.
Oh, I see. Okay. All right. Huh. So they wound up being reclassified as machine guns?
The first gun
Oh.
to have that done. So yeah, it
Hmm.
says on the side Spitfire semi-auto carbine, and yet it comes with a tax stamp.
Yeah. So after that, what did they reclassify? After that, they reclassified that. Was it just bump stocks that they reclassified as machine guns? Or what got reclassified as a machine gun after that?
Well, so the major ones were and this we bitterly debated this with Walt that one time, but
Oh,
the
yes.
3 individual open bolt semi-automatic guns, not
Mhm.
all of them, 3.
Right.
And then after that, we had the Atkinson accelerator, which was the grandfather of bump stocks,
I
and
remember
then
that, hearing
bump
about that.
stocks.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah. That video that you did with Walt, I made a snippet out of it, and I swore that
I know
was
you
going to
did.
be viral. You know, but
What?
to me, I was like, oh, this is going to be good. These guys are going. Yeah, I made like a nice
You even
thumbnail
made
and
the
everything.
thumbnail with the yeah.
And I was so mad that I'm like shadow banned and no one,
Did it do good at all?
it was so well, I mean, YouTube has it limited. I don't think up till now it hasn't gotten more than 2,000 views on there. But it
Oh
was such a
wow.
good thing of you guys battling it out. And I was like, this is so much fun. you know?
It was fun. No,
Yeah.
that should have because my
Yeah.
video just of me just like babbling about that has gotten it's one of my best performing videos.
Yeah.
So like that's I
You
was
haven't
thinking
gotten
too
the
that would do
yeah,
really good.
you haven't gotten the living daylights flagged out of you like I have. But I thought that was a good conversation. And then you and Walt were
It was.
buddies after that.
Yeah,
You
It,
know?
he's a
that was
tough
a
nut
good
to
show.
crack.
I enjoyed that one.
Yeah.
I'm
Yeah.
glad.
Yeah. I'm gonna check out that arm pistol that's on Gunbroker, right, Brian Quick. But
Yeah,
seriously,
buy it.
come on, man. I'm looking
Buy it
for
real quick.
an arm pistol that's like six
No, I
hundred.
would just buy it real quick.
Someone out there that just has it. It doesn't even
Hey,
work. That thing's just
you
laying
can't
around.
be a guy who's all waiting all slow after he tried
Yes,
to
I
get you
can.
one for 800. I
I
paid
should
800 for
have.
mine.
I
And
should
you want to
have.
pay less?
Yes.
No, you got to pay more. That's how this game works.
It's like how dudes tell me, "Oh, I remember when I could buy an AK for $75."
I won't tell you that I
Exactly.
paid like 400 for mine.
Uh,
Yeah, well, when was that?
Oh, a
I
long time ago.
I will give you 800 right now,
Yeah.
Ken.
Sorry.
By the way,
Nope.
so I'm just showing this off. We're going to keep talking about guns if these guys have it. But this, and I don't know if, let me see, I really don't know. There, if you guys could see this, I don't know if you can see it, but this says on it, this is a Liberty Suppressors. It says Discreet Yeet,
Oh,
DY1001. I don't know if you guys can all see it here. You
Discreet
probably
Yeet.
cannot.
You talked
Actually,
about that on the show the other night.
yeah, I was talking about it here. You know what I'm going to do to get a close up of it? I'm going to actually go to my phone because we're giving this away. So the last show we do this year, we're giving this away. Let me see if we can get it here. Yep, it looks like I should be able to. Hold on. Let's see. I'm going to add my the phone camera here. Actually probably go full screen on it. Yeah, let's see here. Yeah, so the discrete yeet is what we're giving away there. There it goes. We're giving this away with a high point carbine in 45. And there you go. That's proof of existence. I just got it in today from Liberty Suppressors. So that's going to go out to the person who wins the high point 45 that we have coming up. Comes in a nice little Liberty Suppressors case like that. You know, in a box and all that kind of stuff. We'll send some swag and things that are going to... So, at the end, I think it's sometime next week, the last show in the year, we're giving this and the High Point Carbine 45 away to someone. One person's going to get that, and then we've got two 80% lowers we're going to give away, and we've got some other stuff that we're giving away here.
So how are you determining who you're giving stuff to? What are you doing?
They have to be watching the show live on Utreon, and they have to be in the chat at the time and make comments and stuff like that in there. And then whoever's here will pick someone. Will somehow pick. So it's pretty good odds. It's pretty good odds someone's gonna get. Someone's gonna get that, and then we're gonna. Since we have two of the 80%ers, it's good odds someone's gonna get that, and then we'll have some other stuff that we'll be giving away. So.
Cool.
And Brian Quick says you can email the seller to see if they take less. So,
or you just buy it.
Yep. You
Yeah.
just buy it.
You
Just
know
buy
what?
it.
I'm praying. I'm praying to the well-armed baby Jesus that there's going to be someone out there who has one of these and it's just a piece of
Hey,
junk to
audience,
them.
you know what would be really funny?
Don't do it.
You know what would be
Don't.
really funny is if you gave him 20 minutes to buy the gun, and after 20 minutes you bought it. Wouldn't that be weird?
Oh, if
Wouldn't that
people
be
go
really
out there and
funny?
say, no, these guys don't like
Yeah.
that gun. They don't like that gun.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like it. It's just one of those things I think is cool. If you're these are non-bullpup folks out here, show some
They
love
haven't
right now
caught
if
the
you're a
illness.
bullpup. Yeah, if you're a bullpup guy out there. So I would definitely like to help you develop that, Ken. So
All right. Well, maybe when I get things going, I'll send you some info on it.
yeah. So let's see what other cool guns do you guys have to show here?
Okay.
What do you got?
So I don't have one to show yet,
Mm-hmm.
but let's talk muzzle loaders.
Muzzle loaders. Okay. Okay.
Have either of you ever shot a muzzle loader before?
I have the one from Silencer Co. that this muzzle loading suppressed thing.
I
Okay.
actually haven't.
No. Mm-hmm.
So
I've
I
shot black
went
powder, but
on
never a
a,
muzzle loader.
Mm-hmm.
okay. So I went on a deer hunt a month or so ago with a buddy, and it was a deer muzzle loader hunt, and I will tell you that I have fallen in love with this muzzle loader.
Really?
It is crazy.
What gun is this? What company is this from?
Okay,
What are we
so
talking about here?
it's made by a company called Axis Works.
Oh,
He's here in Arizona. He does a lot of contract machining, and he started a gun business doing long range hunting rifles. And he builds this muzzle loader.
What's it
Now,
called?
I think it's called a Blackhawk.
Okay.
What it's called. It's kind of buried in his website. His website doesn't really show it off too well.
Okay.
But so when you think muzzle loader, you're thinking, okay, well, I'm gonna be shooting not more than maybe 100 yards.
Okay.
Okay, right?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
So we're shooting a 300 grain projectile,
Okay.
and it's flying at 2,800 feet per second. And we're stacking those right on top of each other at 100 yards. At 500 yards, we're hitting a 6-inch plate at 500 yards with a muzzle loader.
Hmm.
What about that in a bullpup?
Okay.
Shove it in there.
Yeah. Sounds interesting. I'm liking I'm trying to find this Access Works thing, by the way. I can't find anything. Can't even find the website.
So if it's accessworksaz.com.
Oh, Access Works AZ. I'm trying to find one of these so I could take a look at it. Huh. Okay, he's not even registering on. So I literally have to put www.
It's just accessworksaz.com. There's no www.
Okay.
But
Okay, hold on.
I want to show
Yeah.
the audience my shirt while you're trying to get the internet to work.
Okay, yeah. What's on your shirt? I have a gun and am schizophrenic. Okay. Okay.
They love me at the gas station now.
Oh, okay, that's interesting. Yeah,
Okay,
if you could get a link for it, Ken, I don't know if you could
yes.
text it to me or not.
So I'm on my laptop, but were you not able? If you just type in your search bar accessworksaz.com, it doesn't come up.
I'm trying to no.
Okay.
Is it like a crazy Access Works and then instead of an S
No,
it
it's
has
just
a Z or something?
No, it's AXISWORKS az.com.
Yeah, I am just not seeing that craziness. I don't know why. And I'm trying from my phone. That could be why.
Could
Why I'm
be.
trying to do it. Yeah. Yeah. Okay. If there, I don't know if you could
But
find it on your phone or not. Okay. So you fell in love with this. Are you thinking about making a bullpup out of this thing?
yeah, I think that would be something different, something kind of
Mm-hmm.
cool.
Mm-hmm.
I have it
Um.
pulled up.
Oh, you do?
Yep.
Is there any way you can text that to me so I can pull it up here? Or let me see if I can do it on my website. I don't know.
I literally did exactly what he said. AXISWORKSAZ.com.
Okay, hold on.
And it's just fancy CNC stuff.
Right. So then if you just go into the search bar,
Firearms
you've got
division.
a, yep. No, it's even harder to find
Oh,
than that. But right at the very top, he's got a search function, and if you just type in Black Hawk, all one word, BLACKHAWK, it will then find it and come up.
there it is. Neat. Neat.
Okay.
But
I'm gonna stop trying
but
to
it,
look for this. It's driving me nuts.
yeah.
Uh,
But anyways,
my
I mean, it looks just
my
like a
dyslexia or
modern.
something is not allowing me to find this thing. I'm spelling it different ways. Okay. Uh huh.
But
Yeah, I can
it
share my
looks like
screen.
Hmm?
it looks like just a regular, a hunting type
Muzzle loader. Okay.
firearm,
Here, I
but
added
it's
my
a
screen to the thing.
Okay. Boom. Is that it right there? Okay.
yep,
There we go.
See it?
Mm-hmm. Yep. So bullpup version of this. So bullpup bolt action.
yep. So it would be a bolt action. Have to make a new action because see one of the crazy things that ATF has going on is muzzle loaders. Can be not considered a firearm, so it's not covered under any um, laws as far as having to do a 4473. It
Mm-hmm.
can ship direct to your house. But if it's built off of an action that can be readily converted
Mm-hmm.
to another caliber,
Mm-hmm.
then you have to 4473 it and do all that. They can't just ship it to your house.
Huh. Okay.
And currently everything that he's doing is built off of the Remington 700 action. So you've got a 4473 the action and do all
Okay.
Yeah,
that.
the
Well,
receiver itself.
Mm-hmm.
what if you come up with something totally different so that it can't be, and you build it off of that?
Hmm.
Right.
So just
Interesting.
something that I'm kind of just kicking around in the back of my head, something that would be different, something that I think would be kind of cool.
Yeah.
The only
And
thing to remember
when
there is the linear actions that they've been really weird about. Where what was that one where you it was like basically a break action that was still technically considered a muzzleloader. You put all the powder pack and everything in the back. Um,
right,
yeah,
and that's because it was all in a cartridge kind of
yeah.
situation and everything in the back, where this is a true muzzle loader where you have to pour the powder down the muzzle, put the projectile in, put the ramrod in, and do all that.
What is it used for priming?
uh, So they use a primer module. So they're using standard primers.
Okay.
Okay, you just
Yeah.
put into a little bingus.
Hmm.
So if you
Yep.
do all that, can you do something like what these guys at Silencer Co. did and make it suppressed while you're at it?
Oh yeah, for sure.
Yeah, it's
You
not a
could
firearm.
do.
You can do whatever you
It's
want.
not
Oh,
exactly. It's
I
not a
like that.
firearm,
Oh,
right? And then, I mean,
okay.
and then you're shooting a 300 grain projectile at same velocities that a lot of these rifles are shooting, and I mean it is crazy wicked fast,
And your
and
length
I
could
mean
be really whatever you want here
yeah,
because of these same.
it's not a
Yeah.
firearm.
Uh-huh.
You can do anything you want.
Huh.
Yeah, you can have it be a 1/4 inch barrel and
Yeah.
it look nice and stupid.
Yeah.
Okay, not that. I mean, but still, it could be a small. It could come in a relatively small package. You could have that, and if you're trying to, take out something when you're out there hunting, it could be used. Yeah, I could see some cool factor to that as well as usability.
And then we can carry like 12 of them in like vest holsters like
Yeah,
pirates.
it's one after time. Throw it away.
Boom,
Get the next one.
boom.
Well, and the crazy thing about it, I mean, it really doesn't take that long to load because
Right.
you already have all of your powder and everything already pre-measured out in little vials, and it's just a matter of dumping it in, loading the
Yeah.
projectile in, ramrod, and you're ready to go.
Yeah, I never
How
timed it.
hard do you have to push the projectile?
Hmm.
Like, is it like
So these have to be sized. So with these type muzzle loaders,
Hmm.
in order to get the accuracy, you actually have to take each projectile and swage them to your barrel diameter because every barrel is different,
Mm.
and you want a tight fit. But the resistance is not that much that is hard to go down. We got it to basically where you almost could let the ramrod just fall by itself, and the weight of the ramrod would push it down. I like a little bit more resistance than that, just for when you're walking around, that the projectile doesn't tend to want to move out of the barrel and create a gap.
air gap? Yeah.
Yep. So, but yeah,
Some very
I,
cool
I have
possibilities in
I,
that.
I have about a million things, rattling around in this bucket up
Hmm.
here. And I just think it would be something kind of cool to do.
Yeah, I would
Yeah.
definitely like to get kept up on that. What were you going to say, Matt?
No, I just said yeah.
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 And then are you selling that thing we were showing earlier, the pistol? What was it?
So yeah, for
Trigger
the C-
trigger safety extender, or what was that?
trigger guard
Trigger guard.
Trigger
extension.
guard extension.
Trigger
Yeah,
guard extension.
yeah.
Um, so I don't have them listed up on the website.
Mhm.
Um, I I've just been too busy with production and getting things out the door, and I'm getting ready to be caught up with production. So that's one of the items that I gotta start making and put those up on the site. And there's another couple handful of things that I have going on that I need to get up on the site too.
Okay, very cool. Listen, we've gone over the 9 o'clock hour. I'm gonna wrap everything up here. I'm gonna let these guys tell you all how you can get in touch with them, and then we're gonna come back actually, and someone's gonna give us words of wisdom. I don't know which one of these dudes it's gonna be. Any volunteers to drop some words of wisdom on us when we? Wow! Don't everyone step up to the plate right away. My words of wisdom will be walk softly and get yourself a IWI Tab 12 from
Yeah.
from Brownells. Okay, so we're gonna do that. Let's start with Matt LaRossiere. So for the folks out there who want to support you, communicate with you, all that kind of good stuff, how do they do that, Matt?
I have a Patreon, which is, it's nice and active. We have a good Discord community, everything like that. I'd love it if you guys join on there. If not that, just check me out on YouTube, Fudd Busters, Fudd Busters, and you can find me on all of my socials with that handle.
Awesome, thank you. And then the same thing goes to Ken here of K&M Arms. How can the
Yep.
folks?
KMArms.com. I'm on Instagram and Facebook.
Awesome.
Haven't been very active lately, just because trying to get things out the door so that customers will stay happy. But soon there will be a lot more activity on those.
Yeah, it's been a crazy year for everyone, including you guys, I'm sure. I know it has been for me. LV Louis Cipher says meh on the Tab 12. I can't believe the level of hate that I'm getting from you guys. I am going to run in the end, and then we're going to come back here, and we're going to get words of wisdom from one of you guys. Someone's going to have to do it. I'll, I'll let you all figure it out here, but let me run in the end right now. All right, guys, thanks so much for joining us. Make sure that if you want to watch us live, you need to go to Utreon, and it's the Who Moved My Freedom podcast, or WMMF, that you would need to follow on there in order to do that. So here we go. I've got everyone. Who do we get? Any volunteers? Any words of wisdom?
A
I would just say
ladybird might eat 5,000 insects in its life.
A ladybird? Okay, that's what Matt has. Do you have? What do you have, Ken?
Ah, I just
Nothing
say,
better than that,
yeah,
obviously.
live free or die.
Yeah, live free or die, Ladybird, while you eat 5,000 insects.
Yeah.
That's a short
Cool bug
lifetime.
fact.
Yeah. All right. Thanks so much to Matthew LaRossi of Fuddbusters, as well as Ken from K&M Arms for coming on. It's been fun. I hope you guys enjoyed this show. I'm not sure whether or not we're getting a show tomorrow or not. I got to check with Lola. We'll let you guys know. Big thanks to you guys. We are out of here. We'll see you. You guys stay
Anytime.
right there. We're out. Oh wait, I gotta press the button properly over here.
Press the button. Press it.
I gotta press it properly. Here we go.
Press it.
Press
Press
that
it good.
button.
Press it good.
And I gotta
Press it
press
now.
this one.
Yeah.